Hey, Brennan.
Should we kick off some on it?
Yeah, let's kick off some on it, Brennan.
Let's kick it off.
Hey, Brennan, let me ask you something.
Hey, should we talk like it's smooth jazz
This is
from
smooth
On It
jazz.
Studios?
You guys wondering why my voice is so smooth and why Brendan feels so smooth in your ears?
And relax. I took some new mood before I came in the studio.
New mood can really create a very smooth experience for you through the whole day. In fact,
I'm
you kind of
relaxed
feel like
and sleepy.
you feel like you're living in a sea of cream, don't you?
Cream all over my face.
Please don't.
Well, no, this is smooth jazz.
Smooth jazz, just
Smooth
like
jazz
cream all
and
over your face.
Creaming on your face.
Yeah. Hey, guys, you ever just take your face and plunge it into a vat of cream? Probably not, because that'd be expensive. But this is exactly what my voice sounds like. So let my voice and the sound waves cream your face.
Cream, cream, cream. On 97.7 Smooth Jazz.
Oh, man.
With Brian Callen and Big Brown.
You guys don't realize, but I'm actually talking and my nose is in Brendan's mouth right now because he ate some New Mood, and I'm just living off the fumes of New Mood to myself.
Like a mother feeding a baby bird.
Yeah, be my mommy bird. Be
Smooth
my mommy
jazz
bird.
with
Let
a
me
couple
stick my big nose in your mouth.
Smooth jazz with a couple 1-2 mommy birds.
No, you're a mommy bird. I'm a chick.
You're a chickadee
Chirp,
chick.
chirp.
Also known as a peeper.
Brendan likes to put a lot of New Mood in his mouth, and then I reach in there with my tonguey tongue and my nosy nose, and I eat it. I try to get one of those pills in my nostril.
Man, this New Mood turned me into a mama bird and you into a little cheeky.
I'm a chickie. Tweet,
I'm
tweet.
a mama bird. I'm just trying to feed all of you and,
Tweet, tweet.
and cream all over your face.
Tweet, tweet. Hey, keep your mouth open, mama.
If you're listening to this and you're like, damn, I want to be smooth like them. Well, that's funny because
Yeah.
I'm going to give you 10% off when you go to onit.com/fighter.
Yeah, so even if you don't like eating out of someone else's mouth like I do, even if you don't want to be a chick and you don't want a big old mama bird, well, you can still go to onit.com/fighter for your 10% off. Hey, how are your hips doing out there, everybody? If you think your hips aren't important for all kinds of things like tennis,
You know what? Let's
karate,
take
or
a call.
fucking-
We got a bunch of callers about their hips. Caller 1, you're on the line. How's your hip doing?
Hey, how you doing? My hips are tight.
Your hips are tight? What's
They're
your name?
tight.
What's your name?
My name is MMA.
MMA?
Yeah, MMA, not MMA, you son of a bitch.
What's your call?
Some people call me MMA.
How's your hips doing, though?
What?
How's your hip?
They call me Mamma Mia.
I know, but
My hips are tight.
they're tight?
There's all kinds of scar tissue in them because I used to work at a bus stop. You know, well, actually, it's a truck stop. I used to have to walk around in them high heels.
Are you a lot lizard?
I guess I am. I walk around a lot like in my high heels. They call me the paste swallower.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, I feel.
They call me the paste
I
swallower.
feel sick, but you've woken me up because
feel
I was
sick.
in my smooth jazz voice,
Uh-huh.
but now I'm all woken up.
I'm MMA.
Let's.
I need my hips to be loose. Can you help me out?
lot lizard. Next caller.
Ah.
Next caller. Brian from San Diego. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I got a problem. I smoke a lot, though.
You smoke a lot. I don't know if Onnit can help that. Oh, God dang it. Next caller. Sarah from Milwaukee.
Hi, I am Sarah.
God damn it, Sarah.
You're so fucking cute, Big Rock. You probably have the biggest fucking wiener in the world. I can't believe I just said that. Oh my God.
Next caller. Mike from Chicago. How can we help you with Onnit supplements?
Yes, hello. I want to very much for. I have to eat some because for muscle. For me, I work all the time, but I need some.
What Onnit supplements do you take, Mike from Chicago?
For me, I take Alpha Brain. I take.
my favorite.
I take but also my brain very big, and also for my Coke. My Coke is the right word. Coke. My Coke.
Your cock?
Yes, my Coke. I need. I take protein.
Now call
I
me
take
crazy.
Protein. Don't you wait. Hey.
Okay, you're a fan of the show
because
then.
it make my cock. Listen, my cock.
It makes your cock go. Yeah.
No, it make it very tight. Very tight. Very. So when I take a chick to my bed, I make
Okay, well, I've never seen you, but you sound. I'm going on a limb here. You sound very hairy.
Oh yes, I'm very hairy, my friend. Listen, so hairy because this is why the Dapper Life you use for your hair. But
Yes, Dapper Life.
No, but I use this. I must for my legs, for my chest, and for my back.
Oh wow, for your back.
Yes, because otherwise I look like gorilla. Gorilla.
I'm assuming it's soft because your krill oil.
Yes, I eat very much krill oil. That's why. Look, when I go to the water, I go.
Oh wow! All right. Well, last caller. I don't think this one's real. Morgan Freeman in Los Angeles. You're an Onnit fan, huh?
I am. That's right. I'm an Onnit fan.
I knew it, Morgan Freeman. This is amazing.
Well, I've always been on Onnit. That's why I'm 120 years old, and I still am kicking and going strong.
You are going strong. You're killing it in the movie
I wear
game.
2 earrings.
You do wear 2
I
earrings.
pierced both my ears back in 1921.
Oh wow!
It was before it was actually fashionable.
Now you're smart with your money, so
Yes, I am.
I assume you use the discount code onnit.com/fighter.
I always use the discount code Onnit/fighter, but the thing is I have a lot of money, so I don't need to.
Oh wow! Well,
They're excellent products, and they last a long time.
okay. Well, thanks, Morgan.
Nah, fuck you.
Okay, hanging up. God dang it! How
Man,
about
that was
Morgan
a crazy.
Freeman?
I know he sounded pretty. He sounded like me a little bit, didn't he?
Not really.
I don't
Told me
know.
to
I felt like
fuck
he was
off.
doing a Brian Callen impression.
Kind of. I think
Sort
he's a
of.
big fan of the show.
He's a huge fan of the show.
Well, if it's good enough for Morgan Freeman, it's good enough for you guys. Onnit.com/fighter, 10% off. Thanks whoever called us.
Yeah, man. That
The
was
Smooth Jazz Radio.
smooth jazz, everybody.
Smooth Jazz. Traffic on the 405 is wide open. It's
Traffic on the 405
2 in
is
the
never
morning.
wide open, everyone. I live in Los Angeles. Brain dead, but lots of fun.
Smooth Jazz.
Well-
Kenny G.
Anyway,
What's up, buddy?
not much. We did the 10-minute podcast yesterday.
We
That
did
was
do the
lots of
10-minute
fun.
podcast.
A guy farted into the mic. He said, "Brian, this is for you," and he farted at me.
You guys have an interesting fan base at the 10-minute podcast.
Yeah.
People are mean to you over there. That's what my takeaway from it is. Everyone's very mean to Brian Callen over there.
I remember when I was a younger guy, and I used to make everybody laugh, and somehow I have never minded being made fun of. I always kind of think it's fun. I'm not a sensitive
Well, you have
guy,
fun
you
with
know.
it. And
Yeah,
you make fun of people back.
yeah, and I like myself, so it doesn't bother me. But
I like myself.
yeah, I mean, some people are just more sensitive, and it goes back to whatever. But I've never taken anything personally, and I think it's funny. And I remember one time a guy goes, "Man, I just love making fun of you, and I just want to hit you. I don't know why. I just always want to hit you."
The fuck?
And it was a
Is
weird
this your
thing.
friend or is this a fan?
He liked me, like he liked me.
I want
'Cause
every.
he wanted to have sex with me,
Oh.
and instead of having sex with me, he wanted to hit me. I was cute back in the day.
You're still a cutie pie.
I know, but when I was in my 20s, gay men loved. I
Preach,
was
son.
thin.
You're
Oh,
crazy. You
must
don't think
have
I
been.
get. What do you mean you must have been?
Well, you get.
Motherfucker, I'm in it.
No, you're a.
I'm getting
you're
dick pics right now.
Yeah, you're a straight up gay man's fantasy. You are, and you have feminine features. Let's be honest. You've got
These big lips.
You've got eyebrows that look like they've been tweezed,
I
but they're
know,
not.
I woke up
It's
like
incredible that your eyebrows. Because I thought for sure you've had brow work, but then I see pictures of you
You
when
can't
you
be
were
my
a kid.
friend. Yeah, I had the same eyebrows.
And you had the same eyebrows.
Look at the
You've
gay
never-
Fred robot
Yeah.
costume. I had the
You've
same
got a
eyebrows.
full mouth.
Got some DSLs, as they say in the
Your
market.
skin is very thick on your face, though, from years of training and just being,
Hit in the face.
Yeah, just
And football doesn't help.
You've put your body through it, so you've got a very masculine, strong, thick skin.
Kind
As you
of.
would say, hot dog skin.
Hot dog skin.
That's the funniest thing you've said. Brendan was talking
The
about.
funniest thing I've ever said.
No,
about that.
but we were all laughing because Brendan was talking about how
I was talking
guys who
about
take
Hulk Hogan.
steroids, they tend to look like they got hot dog skin.
It's brown.
Somebody
Weird.
stuffed a hot dog full of muscle.
How about Will Sasso's house? I'm not
He's
gonna
got
say where he lives,
It's got a Tudor
but
mansion.
Walt Disney designed it.
Yeah,
What a nice house I've ever seen.
it's a nice house. He's got a Tudor mansion. Will Sasso's been working for a long fucking time.
And successful.
Here's a little teaser for you guys.
Ooh,
Will
tell
Sasso's going to be
tell
doing
him.
an episode of Fighter and the Kid 3D. And I'll tell you something else. I may as well say in the air. Jeremy Piven, we had dinner with him the other day. He goes, "Let me know what you want me to do on this." And I thought, we got to get him on one of the episodes.
Well, you just fucked us because we're filming the next 5 and Piven's on the next 5.
I know that. It's true. So he will not be
See,
making an
made
appearance.
an-
But the important
made
thing
an
is,
announcement
guys, the
that
important thing
doesn't
is
matter.
he wants to be on the show. Yeah. Hey, Jeremy. He's
That's
a listener.
interesting.
Jeremy's a listener, so we should let him know.
It's very interesting.
Well, now it's time for a little fight talk. I can't wait to get into this. You know, Brendan,
I think we have a live feed.
We have a
the
live
press
feed.
Conference.
We have a live feed.
Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, into the press conference.
Ev, can you connect us into that press conference? That'd be great. They're doing right now.
Yeah, Dana White's actually taking questions from reporters right now. So let's get into that live feed.
Hey, how you guys doing? Dana White. Let's just get to it. First question down the front. Robert with MMA Jackass.
Yeah. Dana, this had to have been kind of a big disappointment in some ways. I mean, congrats to the fighters, of course, but your golden boy, Conor McGregor, arguably the biggest draw, pay-per-view at least, was shown to have at least some flaws in his tech. Well, at least he's not invincible. Let's put it that way. So did you expect to see Nate beat him this way?
You know, it's Conor McGregor, and the MMA game is always tough, and we've never been. It's been a good year, and he's gonna be back on his feet. And
Are you okay?
I'm fine. You know, there's a lot of fights left for Conor. He can go to
not at 100.
he can go to 55 and fight RDA.
Dana?
I'm so scared. I'm so fucking scared for him.
Okay, let's change this.
No. The thing is, that's right.
Do you think it was
Good. He can go to 45 and fight Frankie Edgar. God damn, he can wrestle too.
okay? Why don't we change course?
No, we're gonna be fine because
right.
Conor. The fight was at 170, and people just forget about it. God damn it, we had all of Ireland.
Okay, Dana, why don't we switch?
Why?
Dana?
God damn you, MMA gods! God damn you!
Okay, Dana, somebody get him
I
some
can't
water.
go!
Somebody get him some water, please.
I want to die!
Dana, this is Stephen.
I'm sorry. Next question. Yes,
Steven
next question.
From Armpit 11.
Wesley in the front from CheetoFingersRS.com.
Yeah. I was asking about Holly Holm and Misha Tate. Now, I would imagine that Holly Holm and Ronda Rousey was going to be much anticipated. Are you disappointed at the fact that at the end of the day, for viewership, Ronda and Misha going to fight, I think, a fourth time?
It's a third time, but I think Misha versus Ronda 3 is
may as well be a fourth time, right?
I think Misha Ronda fighting 3 is just as exciting. God damn it! Fuck! Oh God! I'm gonna be sick.
Oh
God!
God. Can we get some towels? Nice.
No, the thing is,
towels.
at least Ronda can be champ now, and I'm just as close with Misha as I am Ronda. God damn it, no, I'm not. I'm lying.
All right, I think.
Oh God! We need to get out of here. He's not doing well.
No, he's
man.
not.
I mean,
that was tough.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ!
Well,
I think someone needs to reach out to him, and I don't know what's going on.
Listen.
Was he crying?
Dana has always said that the UFC is the star, not the fighters, and you can kind of see why. Because if you put your
he's wrong on this one.
If you put your money on the fighter,
excuse me, sir, you're wrong.
Well, he might be right. Because if you put your money, if you put your money on one fighter, you're going to get burned because it's MMA. It's just so hard to win all the time in this game.
It's tough because there's so many ways to lose.
Yeah.
I was baffled.
Well, you and I
baffled. I was speechless. And no, I'll do it on.
Yep.
I'll do it on air. I owe Brian Callen an apology because I roasted you when you said size and the reach was going to be a difference. Yeah. We all know I like to argue, right?
Yep.
Obviously, size is a big difference here. Not only was it the difference, it was everything.
Well, you looked
it
at
was
me.
everything.
You looked at me. You went first when he lost. Both our hands went to our mouths. We both covered our mouths, looked at each other, and you went, "Nate's just too big. He is too big for him."
Well,
and that's true.
With Conor, it's like he wasn't Conor McGregor. And what did I say when he walked out? I went,
yes.
"Oh, I don't like this." And
you don't like the way he looked.
Oh no, he's not even taking Nate serious.
Yeah.
Because before he had an intense look when he was walking out, even though he was waving to the crowd, he was still intense.
It was more of a military focus, right?
Yes, now it was more of a celebrate. Like
he was celebrating before
it was more like, oh, this is gonna be a walk in the park. I'm like, oh shit, he thinks it's gonna be a walk in the park.
With Nate Diaz
at 170 pounds.
What?
And then Conor didn't do what made Conor special, which was being mysterious, mixing it up. He's fighting another southpaw. The big shots were landing, but it's at 170 pounds. So if he lands those shots on any 45er, ask Jose Aldo, ask all these guys, they're out.
Yeah.
So he's never had a fight like that where he's landed his huge shots.
Yeah.
And Nate Diaz went, oh, cool, man. Well, I'm going to keep walking forward, and I'm going to take all this because you're not going to be able to keep this up for round after round.
Nate Diaz was probably like, well, first of all, I come out of Andre Ward's camp. I'm sure he got hit a lot harder in that camp.
You got to remember, he fought Michael Johnson before this, who's explosive, who did land good shots.
And is a big guy. And
he's fought RDA. He's fought the best of the best.
That's right.
So when Conor hit him, it's not anything new.
And I would even argue that Nate's such a good boxer that there wasn't anything that Conor was doing that Nate hadn't seen. It wasn't like Conor's doing this sneaky. I mean, he was catching angles and doing a great job.
But my thing is Conor has the ability to do stuff that Nate hasn't seen, but he started headhunting, and he only started to land this knockout blow. Well, at 170, you can't fight like that, especially those smaller fighters.
Because you get tired too quickly?
You get tired, and at 170, he doesn't have the same power. That knockout blow's not there, so you got to get creative and set it up and not look for a knockout. You got to look to win rounds.
You got to pepper him
So
up.
he was looking to just smoke him, and Diaz is like, bro, I've seen a southpaw before. I've seen guys who just wing left hands and uppercuts. It's nothing I haven't seen.
Right.
You got to bring something else to the table. And then I knew Conor was fucked when that 1-2 landed. Because it started off, Nate Diaz probably has the best check left hook in the game.
Explain what that is.
Where he steps out of the way and he checks a left hook.
Right.
So he counters.
So he's kind of moving as he does it.
Yeah, it's
right.
like a Toro move. Like, just boom, get out of the way. He's probably the best in the business at it. So he started to land that, and I went, uh-oh, he's finding his range.
I remember you
and
did
he's
that.
covering up well. And then when he landed that 1-2, and that 2 landed flush on Conor's jaw, I went, oh, fuck, he's hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, he's really hurt. And then when he shot,
well, Conor kind of panicked, and in his own words,
he shot
all due respect,
on a
by the
bigger
way.
guy
Yeah. Well,
who
he kind
can
of went
grapple.
to his knees and grabbed. It wasn't even a shoot. He kind of was like, shit.
And Nate Diaz being a black belt gets a hold of his neck. Conor has to roll, that's what you want in this game. Yeah. When he rolls, then you get his back.
Yeah.
And then it was
Nate's
over.
Nate's been sinking that choke forever.
Dude, I've only been speechless twice in my life in MMA. Only twice. I wasn't speechless when Ronda lost. I called that years ago. You know this.
Yes.
Called that years ago. I said, it's a matter of time she's fighting a good striker who's going to fuck her world up. When Anthony Pettis jumped off the cage and fucking kicked Ben Henderson in the face, I was speechless. Never seen that before. I thought we were watching a movie. And then when Conor lost Nate Diaz, I straight up speechless.
Yeah.
And we talked a little bit about this. He's not my hero. Fighters are not my heroes. I've been there. I've done that. I've done big stage. That's not a mystery to me. But for a lot of people, he represents that, right? He represents that heroic
effort. And what I really love about Conor, and I think he needs credit, and some people come out of the woodwork and say bad things, but what he come on in, man. What do you need?
I'll look for my phone.
Let's look for it. We can pause for a sec. If you lost your phone.
Okay, I'm just looking over here. No, it's not here.
Sorry, brother.
Dude, that sucks.
Yeah,
Sorry,
good
I'll-
luck, man.
Turn up.
All right. Let's start again. Sorry, guys. Where were we?
You know,
Do you want me to
Yeah.
jump straight back?
yeah.
Okay.
We'll just start back in it.
Oh, about heroic efforts. People come out of the woodwork and say bad things, but what he some people come out of the woodwork and say bad things, but what he can say bad things.
Just start there.
Some people come out of the woodwork and say bad things, but
Alright, so it's starting right after some people come out of the woodwork and say bad things, but and this is you. So I'll give you the cue when it's ready to start up again.
what he has to be given credit for is the fact that he puts it all on the line and he backs up what he says.
When is it cool to hate on people who take chances
and
I'm
try so
sorry,
hard? Yeah.
When did it become the thing to do to hate on people who take risks that you're sitting at home or you're another fighter that would never dream of putting yourself out
Let
there
it inspire you. A guy like that is inspiring,
When
man.
the fuck did it become the cool thing to do to hate on people who stand for something, who take risks?
That's
I don't want in that club.
That's right.
And that club is basically every person out there who says a bad thing about a fighter, who makes fun of a kid on Instagram, who body shames people.
Yeah.
Whenever someone puts themselves out there, whether it's on social media, sports, podcasts, interviews, whatever it is, when you hate on that person, when the fuck did that become the cool thing to do?
Remember when Miley Cyrus did that performance, which took a lot of work, and everybody was making fun of how flat her ass was and her body.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, she's a 20-year-old girl putting it all out there. She's talented as it gets.
What were you doing at 20?
What were you doing at 20? What are you doing right now?
That's what I'm saying.
And I agree with you. When I see someone like Conor put it all on the line like that, and the reason I would always get nervous and the reason that I found his effort and example so heroic was because it takes such big balls to in a game like MMA, which is the great equalizer. There are so many ways to lose. It's so hard to win all the time, and I can't think of anyone who has gone undefeated in MMA.
Just
whether
John
it's
Jones.
GSP, whether it's for now, John Jones. You're right.
But in general, you're right. The MMA gods do not care what your plan is.
They don't care.
Who's the favorite? No. If your fucking company is riding on a guy and you need him, the MMA gods go, what? We don't give a flying fuck what you're going to do.
And for me, I remember when I heard that he was going to be matched up with Nate and they were going to fight at 70, I remember kind of saying, man, Dana and those guys are taking a huge risk because, and I would have said to Conor, please think about, I remember when he said, I want to go challenge RDA, and you were saying, that's a tough matchup because RDA is such a good wrestler.
Yes.
And I remember saying, why be in such a rush to jump into another weight class? And I feel like Nate kind of said to Conor right there, you're a great fighter, you're a great example, we need you, but you belong back in 45.
But can I say this too? I'm going to take some heat from this. Like, well, you jumped on the Conor train and bought all the hype. I did.
Well, let me defend you. Let me defend
but
you.
Hold on. But I'm not the president of the UFC. I don't control Conor's career. There's a lot of people more powerful than me that do. I think he was mishandled because I think someone should have said, listen, man, let's be real. You're the biggest star we've ever had. He's bigger than Ronda, bigger than Brock Lesnar probably right now. Yeah. He's huge. Why do we want to put this into fifth gear? Why not ride out in third and keep creating these highlights, keep getting this money,
100%.
You keep getting bigger, keep the 145 title,
100%.
and then let's figure it out. Because right now, RDA, my man, not a good matchup.
You've said this. I mean, when you say you were on a Conor train, you were also very sober and measured about, like, you would do this when I said, what about RDA? And you'd go, it's tough. You know, you didn't want to see him get thrown into that right away.
My mind would go, Conor, RDA, bad matchup for him. My heart would go, God, I want Conor to just win this thing because we've never seen it. He's beating the man right now. I like guys who beat the system.
Sure.
Because this game, and I'm telling you guys, ask your favorite fighter 10 years from now. This game is vicious as fuck, man. There's not a lot of guys that come out of it winning.
Yeah.
And you can say, well, they had great UFC records. No, I get that. But their bank accounts and their social life and their family life, a lot of them are fucked when they get done. Yeah. So when I see a guy who can take advantage of that and beat the game and become bigger than the game, I celebrate that to the fullest.
Sure.
And I support them to the fullest.
Yeah.
Nate's a guy like that.
That's why I like Nate winning, because I thought, well, look at Nate. Look at Nate Diaz, who was all but in many ways forgotten. Comes out, beats Michael Johnson, and then takes that fight on short notice and performs spectacularly and makes a fortune. Like, I've always loved the Diaz brothers. I've always said it. You know,
everyone does.
Yeah.
I think most people love the Diaz brothers.
You gotta love them, and
you
see him.
You are batshit crazy if you can sit and listen to this podcast and not agree with this. Dana White and the Fertitas are fucking pissed that Holly lost and that Conor lost. Yeah. And if you want to argue that, we can argue this till you're fucking blue in the face. But you are batshit crazy. Conor's the biggest thing they have going. Ronda's out.
Yeah.
Hate to tell you, Ronda's mind fucked. Misha Tate, 3. All right. Doesn't do much for me.
How do you think Misha does?
We'll get to that. Yeah. Misha, Holly versus Ronda, biggest fight of all time. That's gone. That's out the window. So that sucks. I don't give a fuck what you say. Conor, your biggest ride or die, Muhammad Ali, closest thing we've ever had to legit international world superstar, world domination. He just got his ass whooped. Not only did he get his ass whooped, he got choked the fuck out in front of everyone.
In the second round.
In the second round.
Yeah.
Oh, and he got wobbled, and your hero is no longer that guy.
Yeah.
So the
Certainly-
state of the UFC is
yeah,
tough right now.
Certainly not. Certainly, Conor is not that in 55 and 70. I think what Conor is going to have to do is say, let me go back to 45. Very tough weight class with a lot of competition.
There's a lot. See, there's a lot of tough matchups. At 45, a Chad Mendes on a full camp is a very tough fight.
It's tough.
Frankie Edgar is a very tough fight because of his grappling.
Yeah. Well, they're grinders. They'll take you and do the same thing.
It's tough. Jose Aldo, I think if they fight again, it's a better fight. But I think Conor probably still beats him, even though Conor's still talking shit. But hey, anyone listening to this, you want to see how you deal with a loss? Look at Conor's interviews.
Yeah.
This is why, like, Conor talked way more shit than Ronda. He hyped up fights way better than Ronda.
Yeah.
But the reason why you root for Conor is because he's gracious, and we know he's doing it for the game.
Humble in victory, humble in defeat.
He's not. He doesn't have a black heart. He's
No.
not doing it out of pure evilness. He's not doing it.
He's a good guy.
He's an actual good guy, and you can see that in these interviews. So you go, damn, I want to root for a guy like
Yes.
that. No, granted, all the shit talking, yeah, you can say, oh, all that shit talking, blah blah blah. Yeah, but he's doing it for the game, man.
Yeah.
He's not doing it for any other reason than to make money and to get you to watch it.
It was very tough to see him lose for me because I just wanted him to keep shining. And
too.
I'll tell you, we talked about this. The reason I have so much respect for mixed martial arts, especially on that level, and the reason I think it's different than any sport in the world, is because it is the only sport. If you play football, you lose with 11 other guys. If you play basketball, you lose. If you play tennis, you lose. But you lose in points with a ball. And when you lose in MMA, I see your face in agony as you're being either choked unconscious, or I see your face swollen and battered while you're getting punched and a man is imposing or a woman is imposing their will over you. And it is a very naked, raw feeling. When I watched Holly Holm get choked out, what I was really watching was that's what it looks like when Holly Holm is choked and killed. She was killed.
Didn't I tell you that Misha fight was a tough matchup?
Yes,
man?
you did, man.
Stylistically,
Yeah.
it's a tough matchup. And,
Yes.
and what did I say when it looked like Misha was going to lose in the fourth round? What did I tell you? I went, man, I'll tell you what. I don't know if Misha's going to win this, but out of all the girls at 135, you want Misha as your champ.
She's
Let's go
crafty.
through
She's
it. Let's go
crafty.
through why you want Misha as your champ.
Beautiful.
Why she's better than Ronda and Holly.
Beautiful.
And I love
Charismatic.
all of them.
Yeah.
A, Misha's a straight up dime piece. She's
Yeah.
beautiful, right?
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes.
B, she's a good person.
She's a good
She's
a
a
good
really
guy.
good
She's a
person.
good
She's
guy.
a good guy. She's had all these fights. What a good guy.
Yes.
Fight winning streak. C, she speaks very, very well, and she
Yes.
knows the game. She's been an analyst on UFC Tonight.
Highly
They use her-
intelligent.
Very intelligent.
Highly intelligent.
So her as a champ, girls can look at her, go, A, she's beautiful. B, she's a good person. C, she's very intelligent. I want to be like that. It's tough to do that with these other champs.
And we have
with,
to- we
with
have to-
Misha, you want.
And we have
you
to add
want
one
her
more
as a
thing
champ.
that I don't think gets credit, and I really feel this way.
Those lips.
I think Brian Holloway, her boyfriend, and her, the way he's so
Caraway.
the way Brian Caraway is so supportive of her and has the confidence to be so. I think in a lot of ways, and I don't care. I don't know why people don't talk about it. I don't know what it is. Maybe because he's a quiet guy. Maybe because he's a small guy. In a lot of ways, that's a great American love story.
That takes a special dude.
It takes a
I couldn't do
special
it.
dude. Me neither.
Trust me.
That guy's got
Could
a
not
lot.
do it.
Brian Caraway has a lot of character. In my opinion, a guy like that has a
That
tremendous
guy
amount
deserves a
of character.
goddamn award.
And it's a love story, man. It's an American love story. Where he's right there. She's winning, and they've been through this journey. And he's just as happy. Come on, man.
Misha was thinking about retiring.
I know. I really respect. I
She was gonna
respect that
retire.
relationship. I
Me
respect
too, man.
that dude.
He's a better man than I am. Could not do it.
We don't talk enough about that kind of stuff. That dude has the confidence to be in his girl's corner. He's got deep character.
And you know what's funny
So
to me
bravo.
is so they're doing Misha Ronda 3 for sure now.
Yeah.
What's funny to me, and you tell me if I don't know if I'm just creating smoke where there isn't. What's funny to me is if Holly won, I don't think Dana says anything.
Yeah.
But as soon as Misha wins, what do we see? Oh, Ronda's back to work. Oh, really? Because you beat her twice? But the girl that destroyed you, there's no – when Holly was going to be champ, well, we don't know. Listen, man, it could be another year before Ronda comes back. As soon as Misha wins, Ronda's good to go, everyone. Let's get her saddled up. She put back to work for me.
Yeah, I got news for you. Holly Holm and Misha are, I'm sure, going to see each other again.
Well, for sure. I don't think Ronda has much left, and I think, you got a very confident Misha, even though she's lost Ronda twice. You got a 5-fight winning streak Misha and a world champion Misha. It's a different fight.
Misha
Granted, she's a big underdog again.
Misha's still an underdog in that fight with Holly Holm, in my opinion, because
me too.
She was getting
was losing that fight.
pretty lit up.
But that's Misha, man.
Yeah,
she's a how did I define it? She's a grinder. She's a dirty.
And did you see her
not
face?
Not dirty take shots, but she's gonna get in your face. You're gonna sweat for 25 minutes. She's gonna make it a fucking.
And
grind.
by the way, I looked at her face after the fight. She didn't take a lot of flush shots. Her face wasn't banged up by Holly. There were a lot of shots that were landed, but somehow Misha's face wasn't cut. It wasn't swollen. So a lot of those shots were coming off her gloves. She does a very good job of keeping her hands up. And I was very impressed, man. I mean, really impressed with Misha. And what do you think, honestly? What do you think, honestly, if Misha fights Ronda again?
It's a tough. You remember Misha went 3 rounds with Ronda before in Strikeforce.
Yes.
It's never an easy fight for Ronda. Where Ronda is after Holly kicked her face off, we have no idea.
Yeah.
We have no idea how she is mentally. She's obviously needed some time off shooting moves and stuff like that. 5 winning streak Misha and a world champion, it's a different animal. She's obviously going to be the underdog, but you can't count Misha out.
Yeah.
It's a decent fight. Hey, it's no fucking Holly Ronda 2, though. That's your biggest pay-per-view all time. See ya.
Yeah. I honestly, you want to know the truth?
And I think Conor fights Frankie next at 145 for the belt.
That's a big test.
But you know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see Conor take some time off.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Conor.
He deserves it.
Well, he got choked out. He also got concussed.
Yeah.
Let's take a little time off. He's been doing all this media.
Yeah.
He's the biggest media frenzy. Whenever that kid does an interview, it's fucking huge, right?
Yes.
And so I think he needs just.
He doesn't see Aldo again at 45? Does Aldo get that rematch?
He might.
Because by the
I'd
way,
rather see Frankie.
Okay,
When Frankie can get a shot.
If
though.
I'm UFC, if I'm Dana White, I 100% give him Aldo again, and I hype it up where Aldo now has his chance. He got caught. He's not going to make that same mistake. I don't give him Frankie Edgar again because I want to see Aldo McGregor. First of all, I think Aldo has earned, as the great champion that he is,
legit point.
Aldo has 100% earned that rematch. And I find it outrageous and disrespectful that he hasn't had it. So I want to see that again. And then I think you give him Frankie Edgar. And all due respect to the great Frankie Edgar,
that's fair.
Jesus, Frankie's a dangerous
I can see that argument. I don't have a problem with either.
Yeah.
I just
from a marketing point of view, if I'm Dana White, that's what I'm doing.
I don't like the way I obviously Aldo's trying to get the fight, the rematch. I don't like the way he's going about it, though, celebrating Conor's loss. Bro, you got starched, motherfucker. You got starched in 16 seconds. You can't clown a guy for jumping up 2 weight classes and fighting and losing to Diaz. You hate to tell you, Diaz would choke your ass out too.
Yeah, I didn't see the celebration. What was Aldo?
I just said post video of him celebrating and wrote this whole thing, blah blah blah. But
well, he's probably.
Hey, you want to know
it
who
might have been a clumsy way for him to get Conor mad.
For sure, and it's all part of the game. I get it. Maybe that's not the way I would do it. You know what's interesting? You know who loses out on all this? You know who's if you break it down, you know who's the biggest loser financially out of all this?
No.
No, but that's a good one. RDA.
I was going to say Dos Anjos. Because
Dos Anjos he's not a household name. He's a phenomenal champion. Good luck beating that guy. Good fucking luck. He's a monster.
God.
He's not famous.
Yeah.
He hasn't crossed over. He walks into Fox Sports right now. There might be 3 people that recognize him. He's so great. What would make him famous? What made Jose Aldo famous?
Conor McGregor. Yeah.
And now he misses that fight, misses that huge payday, misses those pay-per-view points.
With a broken foot.
And now he fights who at 55?
What does Dos Anjos will Conor? Do you think Conor will be talked out of fighting Dos Anjos?
I'll tell you right now, man. If I'm Conor's manager, I say, hey, let's just reassess things. Let's step back. Let's take some rest. Let all the hoopla die down. Go back to 45, or let's fight, like a guy like Anthony Pettis, or something fun at 55, or defend your belt at 45. But let's not jump in there with RDA. I think you have to be calculated because he loses another one, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
You lose another one,
I'm gonna ask
and your
you-
star power goes way down.
Let me ask you a difficult question about I know you love Conor, but let me ask you a difficult technical question.
Hey,
And-
Robbie Lawler, I also apologize for saying Conor would beat you.
Oh my God! Yeah, Robbie. No.
I'm embarrassed, sir.
Yeah, how dare you? I remember saying, I was looking at you going, "What are you talking about?"
Don't worry, Robbie. I have a free Reebok fight kit headed your way.
Yeah. No,
I'm embarrassed.
We got. Yeah.
I'm embarrassed.
Well, I said he's got a smaller frame. Now, let me ask you a difficult question, and I know you're gonna. I want you to be really honest. Conor's a very good boxer, and he hits super hard for 145
For 45
and maybe even a 55.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
He hits hard at 55.
Yep. He's got that great left hand. His kicks to me are not
You
devastating.
should have thrown way more,
Yeah.
especially with Nate Diaz with that lead leg, and we saw it bend in. I didn't think he threw enough leg kicks. Again, he got hungry, head hunting, and
Yes,
it
but
didn't
he's
work
not
out.
a leg kicker like Dos Anjos.
No, not at all.
So really what we're talking about is Conor has made his bones and name with that left hand.
Correct.
And also, by the way, being so good at sitting on the edge of the pocket. His head movement was great against Nate. No, fine. Do you think, though, that at the end of the day, he's still not a well-rounded enough fighter when the shit hits the fan? Listen, I know you hate it. But look, I have to say that I think Conor's wrestling and jiu-jitsu is still very suspect.
I'll say that.
I
Well,
think
his X guard was nasty.
Okay.
When he went to X guard against Nate Diaz, like, all right, this motherfucker's doing some stuff. I'll say this.
And one more thing,
okay.
and I think his kicking is also a bit suspect
That's
for these higher echelon guys.
fair.
Now, having said that, once people start to look out for that left hand, I feel as though we get into a situation kind of like with RG3 or with Kaepernick, where a
figure you out and
defense
shut
figures
that
you out
down?
and shut you the fuck down.
I'll Roy Nelson right hand.
Yes, and when that happens, now it's up to Conor to, first of all, and I'm sorry to say this too, you're not getting the kind of jiu-jitsu and wrestling in Ireland. You're not getting it. All due respect to the great Irish.
Can I give you a PC answer here?
Yeah,
If I'm running for president,
I want a
you know
real
what, I tell
fucking
you, you know what I tell you to do?
Yeah.
You know, 100% fire the movement coach and hire wrestling
God,
coach.
100%.
100% get rid of the movement coach.
Of course.
But of course.
All due respect again to the beautiful.
Hey man,
Ito Portal.
remember when there was talking
He was
shit?
throwing capoeira wheel kicks.
I've heard meat and potatoes before. Yeah, I'm sure you're sick of hearing it, you silly bitches. It fucking matters. When I say meat and potatoes,
you mean-
make sure you have your boxing down. Sure as fuck your wrestling down, and you better be good at jiu-jitsu if you're going to compete at a world-class level. Because guess what? Movement coaches are not real.
Yeah.
They're not real. It's not a real job.
Yeah.
Listen, I want to fucking be a dragon slayer. There's no dragons to slay. It's a fake job.
Yeah.
Go play LARP.
I was talking to a
Hey,
pretty
you know what? If you're a movement coach, you should also play LARP.
Yeah.
Live action role play. Same shit.
Yeah.
It's not a real job. There's no credentials.
Hey, guess what?
Doesn't count.
Guess what? You don't have the time or the energy. You can't afford to be with a movement coach when your wrestling and your jiu-jitsu has that many holes in it.
You know who can get a
Period.
movement coach? John Jones.
That's right.
If your name's not John Jones,
That's right.
You better be on the fucking mat wrestling,
on your back,
jiu-jitsu,
on your back,
boxing,
on your back,
kickboxing.
constantly taking. I was talking to Tariq Azim, our great friend, and he was like, "Dude, if I was coaching that guy, I'd have him on his back, and he'd be working off his back. I'd be telling him to stand up all the time. I don't
Or
know
get
what
a
he's
nasty
I don't know,
guard.
I don't know what he's doing. By the way, I don't want to be unfair to his wrestling and his work ethic because we know it's great, but you don't have time. You don't have time. Movement coach.
Yeah.
You don't have time. That guy looks like a beautiful and very muscular Jesus.
I bet he's a great guy, and I bet he's probably can help Conor on certain stuff.
I don't care.
However,
Hey, I don't care.
all right, so I'm going through the checklist. Okay, list of important stuff for Conor McGregor. I am God here, so we're going to play I'm God. Let's see. Kickboxing, check. That'd be number 1. Wrestling, that's pretty big, number 2. Jiu-jitsu, number 3.
Don't forget
Yep.
about movement.
Well, see, now we
Yoga.
got to get rid of movement
Yoga,
coaches, or
yoga.
you playing Xbox?
Yeah. Oh.
You know what? Movement coaches. That's how it should go
By the way,
down.
that's fair.
That's fair.
Because you know why? Because you get rest when you're doing Xbox. and your eye's getting better.
Yes.
Listen, man.
And more thought went into the Xbox.
I have to say, you've been saying it from day one.
I've heard that before, Shab. Mean potatoes. Yeah, you fucks.
Well, me and Rogan were defending his movement coach, and you were like,
hilarious to me. I love it. It's hilarious to me. All this stuff. You don't think I've seen this before?
Yeah.
You think it's the first time I've seen
been
a
around.
guy?
You've been around, brother. You've been around, and you've trained.
Lose 30 pounds in 30 days. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. How are you going to do that?
Yeah.
With this cookbook here. Just eat this every day.
Yeah.
Doesn't work like that.
It doesn't work.
Go
like
fuck
that.
yourself.
Nothing works like that.
It's pretty amazing.
I think it's what I love about mixed martial arts. It's what I love about Conor McGregor, and anybody in this sport at a high level. The dedication, the courage, and just how fucking humbling this sport is to everybody.
Everyone.
And if you step out of your lane, if you decide you want to go up to 170 with a killer like Nate Diaz, who was born.
See, I don't mind critiquing him, going, man, maybe 70 is just too big, but you can't hate on a guy for taking chances.
No, celebrate him.
When did it not be cool to take chances and try and pursue a dream?
I agree.
When the fuck did that become the thing to hate on? I don't want to be part of it.
No
one should be part of that.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Be inspired.
Excuse me, sir. You have Cheeto fingers, and you're gonna hate on Conor McGregor for taking a chance at 170. No one's ever done that, especially this day and age. Yeah. BJ Penn did it. I think, though, to
be fair, they don't know that a lot of this talk is all for show. So when Conor talks about his body,
I don't give a fuck. I don't care. The guy's taking these insane risks and chances. You don't think he knew he could stay at 145 and be fine? And have a better shot?
Yeah.
Of course, it's a big risk.
Yeah.
But how fun is it to tune in to see him fight at 170?
I was personally very surprised he was headhunting.
I'll tell you right now, they've and people are like, oh, Shab, you're a hater. I'm not a hater. I'm just being real. UFC took a page out of boxing's book with these pay-per-views, how they stack it with a name like Conor McGregor because they know they're going to get the ratings. And I'm not hating on anyone who fought on that undercard, but the rest of the undercard was shit. If you're not balls deep in MMA going, who are these guys?
Yeah.
The crowd we're around goes, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
Usually the UFC stacks these cards.
Yeah.
Well, they know they're going to get the draw with Conor McGregor, same way they do with Manny Pacquiao. Or if you
they don't have to pay these lesser guys?
Yeah, so it's a lower payout rate.
Right.
And then you have Reebok giving guys $3 in a pair of shoes. And I'm not getting started on the Reebok thing. I'm fucking blue in the face of that. But, yeah man.
Boy, oh boy. But
what a great night of fights.
Yeah, and I do understand Dana's philosophy. When I see guys, when you know that your stars are going to have things like broken bones and they're going to lose and the unexpected happens, you do say, I can't rely on anyone. I can have a golden pony for a little while in this business, but the UFC, my brand, has got to be supreme. I understand that logic. I get it.
You need stars to make the world go round.
You sure do. And
it's no different than the movie business.
You got to
have stars.
You got to do both,
sell
right?
movies.
1 foot in, 1 foot out, in a way.
Kind of, but they also mishandled his career. You're fucking kidding yourself. And they go, well, Shab, you thought it was a good matchup. Listen, man, you got to remember, if I like a guy, I'm fucking in, man. I'm never 1 foot in, 1 foot out. If I'm your friend, or I like you as an athlete, I'm fucking in.
Do you think
I'm in? I think Callen's the greatest thing in comedy since fucking Chris Rock. Yeah, and I'll argue with anyone on that. If you're my friend, I'm fucking in, man. Yep. So with Conor, it was, I'm in, man. But I honestly believe this. I think his career was mismanaged.
Yeah.
Because let's just go through the pros and cons. Pros, he beats Nate Diaz at 170, and the haters go, well, yeah, but it was Nate Diaz. He's 19-10. He's not even ranked number 1. Okay, go fight a champion. Cons. Well, now we don't believe anything you say, anything you do from here. We saw you get choked out like a baby gazelle with a lion on your back. Now it's tough to believe the hype that you've been selling.
Yeah.
The pros to con ratio is so insane to me.
Yeah.
How does anyone not recognize this? Did Reebok put this matchup together? Did these fucks who don't pay attention to details put this matchup together? Yeah. How does no one realize this? Pros and cons. It's like jumping out of the plane for me. I'll never jump out of the plane. You know why?
Question.
Pro. It raises your adrenaline. It's fun to jump out of the plane from high altitude.
Con.
He died. That outweighs pro.
He died.
Yeah, fuck you.
Can I ask you, do you think
Hey, I'm also fired up. I've been shooting since 6 a.m. firing to get 3D, and we shoot again tomorrow at 6 a.m.
Do you think it's possible, though, that Dana White and the Fertitta brothers and Joe Silva, do you think they bought into the hype just like a guy named Brendan Schaub did?
Yeah, but guess what? I'm a fan. I'm a guy who's an entertainer.
You're a fight
on a
expert.
podcast.
You're a fight expert too.
I am a fight expert. However, I'm also a fan.
And you had Conor winning.
But I'm allowed to do that. I'm not an owner of a Fortune 500 company.
But you know more about
you
fighting.
manage these.
You know more about fighting than they
But
do.
this is what happens when your two best friends are billionaires and give you the keys to the castle. You don't have a background in business. You don't have a background in fighting. This is what there seems to be a couple of mismanaged careers. That's going to happen.
Yeah. Well, I think Dana, as a human being and an emotional guy and a guy who loved Conor, said,
Look at me though, Brian.
I think he can beat anybody.
That's fine.
Yeah.
However, do you want a guy manage your career emotional? Do you want a guy? Is the fucking the guy who runs the NFL? I forget his dumbass name. Goodell, is he emotional?
Right,
Not really.
I understand.
You got to be a fucking businessman.
Right. So you and Dana probably shouldn't be running the UFC. Is that what you're trying
I'm
to
too
say?
emotional. I'm too emotional. I get too invested in people. Oh, and I also care about feelings. I as a businessman. Listen, the one thing Goodell does not play favorites.
No.
Does not. You can't play favorites. You just can't.
Nate
Goodell can't put Tom Brady on a private flight to Brazil before one of his games. He can't do that.
Yeah.
And then the other guy flies coach. You can't do that.
Yeah.
You can't play favorites. You can't be more invested in Peyton Manning than you are G3.
Right.
If Peyton Manning breaks the rules, he gets the same discipline as RG3.
Although
there are no favorites.
Yeah.
And people say this, and me and Rogan disagree on this. He goes, "Well, it's not football. It's not the NBA. It's not the NFL. It's a professional league." And you're heads of corporations. Now I'm not bagging on Dana at all. You know this. I actually like him. People think I hate him. I don't hate him at all. What he's done with UFC, most people could not do.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd run any different because I'm an emotional guy, and I
Right.
play favorites.
Right.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Look at my boy Brandon Thatch.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
I got to get off the gravy train. That's 3 in a row. Hasn't showed up in 3 fucking fights.
Yeah.
He looks like shit.
He looks tight.
tight.
And you said he's a beast in the gym, right?
Super beast. If I gave you a list of the guys that he's knocked the fuck out in the gym, it'd blow your mind.
Really?
Hey, man, doesn't matter. Because he looked like shit. Just lost to a guy who hasn't fought in 2 years.
He freezes up or something. I don't know what happens.
Not sure what I think Ben Henderson broke his confidence. That's what I think. And once, as a fighter, when you don't have confidence, you're fucked. That's a big X factor with Conor. Huge X factor with Ronda. When that confidence is gone, and trust me, it happened to me after I lost to Nogueira. When that confidence is gone, you are so fucked as a professional athlete. Because that's what separates you from world class to just a guy.
Sure.
Confidence is everything in professional sports. It's the difference between Hall of Famers and just fucking veterans.
Man, being able to, well, look at what Ali was able to do. Ali was able to come back from crazy defeats, from Ken Norton, from my God, Joe Frazier.
You think Tom Brady's the most gifted athlete in quarterback?
No, I don't.
Nope.
Far
Confidence.
from it.
Smarts.
Mind,
confidence.
yeah, different kind of mind control.
Mindset.
Knowing kind of what not to think
It's a
about.
mindset.
Somebody said that, and I've said this before. Mental toughness is actually more about learning what not to think about, how to block things out of your brain, than it is about what to think about. It's more a process of deletion. Yeah, man. I tell you, I never. MMA and UFC on that level never ceases to amaze me.
What I tell you, when
so
we got
hard.
done, I was leaving. I looked at Brian and said, "MMA will break your heart.
It'll break your
It
heart.
will break your fucking heart. It will. You can see dreams shatter before your eyes,
Yeah.
like no other sport."
Was Nate Diaz an underdog in that fight?
Oh yeah, big time.
That's amazing.
He was a plus. He was a Nate was a big underdog. He was a plus 400.
That is
around,
that is incredible.
on fight day.
I know people who won a lot of money.
Me too. They bet on him and Misha.
Wow.
That Vegas Dave guy put 77 grand down on Nate.
And did you see the guy who put 100 G's down on Misha, and it was the same guy who put 100 G's down on Holly against Ronda? Same guy.
Yeah, that's the guy I'm talking about. He
Fucking
put
brilliant.
money down on Nate too.
Guy's
Wow.
killing it.
Well, I bet I had such a deep feeling that Nate was going to
You know who else called it? Joe Rogan.
So did I.
No, obviously Brian. I'll tell you one thing about Brian, man. There's two things Brian has gotten fucking. Obviously, listen, man. We're entertainers. Never forget that. We like to argue. It's fun to argue. Brian called Nate Diaz as soon as it came out. He went, "Oh fuck, Nate's gonna win." Literally the first guy ever. I don't care who called on there. Brian was the first guy I ever heard go. terrible fight for terrible fight for Conor. I went, really? In my Conor Hayes, really? He called it, and he said he was gonna get choked out.
Yeah.
Actually called the round. He didn't do it on here. He told me off air.
Yeah.
B. Brian, most people don't give him credit, was the fucking breaking news for fucking homeboy, Bruce Jenner.
Yeah.
He broke the Caitlyn Jenner story, you fucks. He told me 3 years ago, goes, oh, no, he's transitioned to being a girl. I went, Brian always jokes around. I went, get the fuck out of here. No, I'm dead serious. I think you said on the companion, me and Rogan roasted you. Yeah. Oh, fuck. You're starting rumors. You're full of shit.
No.
Nah, man. Nah, man. I get some more breaking news that's a bigger deal than Conor McGregor, than Holly losing, than Caitlyn Jenner, than Kim and Kanye breaking up. I got fucking breaking news.
Oh, boy.
Callan's getting a Tesla.
Yeah! And he has proof that I got
He
a
ordered
Tesla.
it.
Yeah.
I didn't believe it. He actually ordered it.
Yeah.
Moving on up.
All right, that's it for Fight Talk, ladies and gentlemen. That was a long Fight Talk.
Dude. We had to get after it, though. So this is Monday, obviously, because we watched the fights. We don't have a Back to the Future time machine. So we're just adding this to the podcast we did last Friday because, listen, I know you guys are like, only one podcast last week. No, actually, we did 3 if you include the Fire and the Kid, UFC, the episode 129. We did the Fight Companion with Joe Rogan, the pre-fight breakdown. And then we also did 3 episodes of the 10-minute podcast with Lil Sasso. So we actually did 5 podcasts last week. So this week, we're shooting Fire and the Kid 3D. It's our last 5 episodes. We got these crazy-ass days. It's 7 o'clock on a Monday night right now. We've been shooting since 6 a.m. I'm not making excuses. I love my life. I actually could talk about this fight all fucking night.
Me too.
So we're adding this on to the one we shot last week because we didn't know if we'd have time to do it, but we found time because Evan and Keeley came in. You guys are the best. So we're adding this Fight Talk on. So it's going to be an extra long episode for you guys, but it's the only one this week because we shoot Monday through Thursday with 6 a.m. call times. We get done at 7 p.m. Thursday night, we leave on a red eye to Tim Tebow's foundation where Callan's doing stand-up, and we're participating in the golf charity event. And we're also doing a podcast, Live Fire and the Kid, with Tim Tebow from there. So we'll make it up to you guys.
And then I'll be April 1, 2, and 3 at the San Jose Improv. Dude, we have a busy week.
Yeah, man, Fire and Kid 3D. We start shooting on Sunday. Last 5.
You had no idea it was this much work. We've said this before, but when you want to make something good and it's film, there's so many details people don't take.
There's a lot of moving wheels and parts I didn't know about, but other than that, it's fun though. I can't imagine doing it if we didn't own it.
Or
like if it wasn't my show, if we didn't like each other, there's no show.
Think about how people have to do shows when they don't talk to each other. Like David Caruso didn't talk to his co-star Emily, what's her name, on CSI.
No, not Emily.
No, how about they didn't do scenes together?
Most people don't know this. You know, in The Notebook, you know those two hated each other. They couldn't talk to each other.
Rachel McAdams and
Homeboy.
I didn't know that.
Sex bot. What's
Ryan Gosling.
They hated each other.
I didn't know that.
Wouldn't talk off set. They could not stand each other.
Did I ever tell you my Ryan? Really?
Could not stand each
They're
other.
both. I mean, Rachel. I've only met.
For
Rachel
whatever
McAdams
reason, the news I heard, they could not stand each other, and they'd go their separate ways.
Oh no!
Imagine being on a show like that.
That's tough.
Well, even Rob and Big said that there's a point where they would shoot, and then Rob and Big would just go. They wouldn't even say bye or nothing. They just go their separate ways. They're boys now, but
relationship dynamics are a tough thing, man. It's a weird. I don't know, man.
Sports too. There's that in sports too. There's basketball teams that hate each other.
What is it?
There's a chemistry that doesn't mix, man. Like when Dwight Howard was on the Lakers with Kobe, they hated each other. Kobe just fucking roasted him all the time.
Kobe, first of all, doesn't get along with really anybody. I mean, he's not getting close to anybody.
If you hold your weight in the game, he does.
Sure.
But if you're lazy, it's not going to work.
Yes.
So there's certain people where it doesn't mix.
Yeah.
Or, on the court, they work great. Off the court, they can't stand each other.
Apparently, he was yelling at Jeremy Lin. He was telling Jeremy Lin, like, he didn't want to play with him. He didn't want to go in. If he didn't want to be on the same court as Jeremy. He was saying that to him, at the game. I mean, you can imagine. I don't know if that's the best way to do anything in life. For me, and I think you and I are. What's funny is, like, I don't know if I don't like this expression alpha male because I don't know what that means because I'm certainly not an alpha male in certain circumstances and maybe in certain other ones.
I wouldn't consider myself an alpha male.
Well, I would say I'm a type A personality, and I'd say you're a type A personality. So in other words,
depends on the issue.
Exactly, it depends on the issue. But I don't think you and I are ever trying to be socially competitive with anybody, and especially not with each other. Like we're never trying to one up each other. Like I've never understood that. Like if we're hanging out, we're doing interviews or we're doing Heidi and Frankie. I'm not trying to be funnier than you. I'm not trying to compete with you.
No, I need you to be funny so it helps this bowl.
Yeah.
No, if one of us is off, it sucks.
That symbiotic relationship is important, but I wonder how, you ever been, this is a weird question, but this is going to be a relationship question. Have you ever been with a woman, you've been dating a woman for a while, and you get into and sex becomes this strange power dynamic where you don't want to be the one to initiate it because it makes you feel like you're always initiating it or something? Do you ever have that where you're like, I don't want to show her I like her, and if she doesn't want to move, if she doesn't want to make a move, I'm not going to make a move. And then pretty soon you're just not having sex.
Yeah, something similar. I've had it where she put so much pressure on me that we weren't having enough sex because I was so busy.
Yeah.
And I wasn't that attracted to her.
I was going to say, you were busy, as in busy as I'm not attracted to you.
Yes, I was not attracted to her. So I lied to her. She doesn't listen to the show anymore. If she did, she would realize what I'm saying. I told her I had low testosterone. I went and saw the doctor. I had low testosterone. That's why my sex drive isn't there.
Do you know what I do?
You know what the doctor was like? For sure didn't see a doctor. Just not attracted to you. Don't want to hurt your feelings, so I'm coming up with any reason I can.
That's a great excuse. My excuse.
It wasn't though. She went, fucking low testosterone? She was, I could be on my deathbed, I'd still want to fuck you. I went, yeah, well, you must have high testosterone. What can you do?
That's your comeback.
That's what I said.
This is what I do when I don't want to have sex with a girl. I've been in relationships. I go, listen, I have to get out of town. Being called on an important job. See ya.
You ever act sick?
I would fake leave.
I act sick sometimes. I'm like, you know what I'd do? I'd eat dinner, and I'm like, she's going to try hooking up with me. And I'm like, right when we get done with dinner, I'm like, oh, God, I don't feel good. And they're like, really? I'm like, no. But you can't say a headache, because then they're like, well, maybe if I put his dick in my mouth to get rid of this headache.
That's right.
So you got to make it sound like you got explosive diarrhea without saying that. So I'll go, God, my stomach hurts. Sharp pains, man.
I gotta poo.
No, I don't say I gotta poo because you want to keep it sexy still. But I just say, God, I got sharp pains in my stomach.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. You know what? I'll go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. That kind of kills the whole. And then you get out and like feel better. Like, not really. And I go to the upper end of the couch and curl up like a fucking like a cat.
That's I.
Classic
Here's
move.
what I would do, is I'd pick a girl and we'd go back to my place. And one thing would go on, blah, 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 blah. And then I would realize, like somewhere along the line, all right, that was good enough for me. I got to move on because either that was smoke and mirrors or I'm just not attracted to her anymore because it just came. I'm just saying that typical sexual remorse that all of us have had that now apparently people are calling rape.
Ooh, we got a lot of heat for that, by the way.
Good. Go fuck yourself. I don't believe in rape, and I don't believe in humiliation, and I obviously don't believe in making somebody do what they don't want to do. So, getting heat is one thing, but I'm just saying let's all be very careful.
Well, on that subject, people are like, oh, you don't think it's an issue that should be brought to light? What I'm saying is, I think if I'm on a fucking scale 1 to 10 here, it's Dave Letterman's top 10. Yeah. That's not my top 5. And especially during when there's this racist thing going on with the Oscars in Hollywood, yeah. I would assume that maybe how many black men are being murdered or incarcerated or education.
There are a lot of issues.
There's a lot of major. And all I'm saying is when we're seeing Black Lives Matters and there's a racist thing going on in the Oscars, black. Maybe that should have been the focus instead of Lady Gaga singing.
I have a daughter.
Hands.
I have a daughter. If somebody did something to my daughter like that, if somebody forced themselves on my daughter or somebody, I don't know, there are a lot of examples of what these women are talking about. I get it. I mean, I've never been a victim to that, but I get that it's a very important issue. I get that it's damaging. I get that, if you're talking about rape, man, if you're talking about a girl who really doesn't want to have sex with you and you make her have sex with you, Man, I get it.
The email,
I'm not
like,
making,
the
I'm
email,
not making light of that.
No,
I just want to be careful that you have a couple that have sex because they're drunk, and somebody wakes up with remorse and then says, "I got raped."
So we got a lot of emails like that. The one guy goes, "Man, this is what happened to me. Like, we got drunk the next morning. I had police at my house."
Oh my God!
We got
that
a ton of
ruin
those.
Your life.
But we got one lady, and I'm not even trying to make light of this. You know, if you can't, anything you can't laugh at is bullshit, right?
Well, some things you don't want to laugh at.
Yeah, it's tough. I find humor in a lot of stuff, man. Yeah. So the lady who wrote this email, I forget her name, but she goes, you know, you guys make light of this, blah, blah, blah. And she goes, the issue is if a girl and a guy are hooking up, the guy thinks, you know, kissing is yes to everything. So because she gives herself to the man, he said, I'm not even trying to laugh. He goes, yes to everything. That's, you know, there's anal. Well,
that's a big jump. That's a big jump.
I never in my head how I started French kissing, like, oh, we going anal.
Yeah, but you know what?
I guess some guys exist. And they say
some
for the girl,
deal with that shit.
And for the girl, they say they're scared, they feel intimidated, so they can't speak up. So then you just go anal.
That's a real thing, though. I mean, first of all, you're dealing with. It's a very complicated issue because if you have a woman who freezes up.
Okay. Yes,
it's a very important.
I'm trying to think what kind of dude is like
kissing and
turn around. Ain't your douche in your ass.
Yeah,
it's like, hey, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, man, let's relax.
But I also think that the line has to be drawn where you know if you're not going to say anything, and you have engaged with this guy, if you're not going to tell the guy don't put that there. You know what I mean? He's going to think, you can't expect him to be like, this is not good. And you can't even expect necessarily for him to say, is this okay? When you're in the heat of it, and you guys are into each other,
rock hard.
He could very well misconstrue your body language, even the noises you're making, for real.
I agree.
But if you say, no way. No, by the way, I've tried to put it in certain places.
You got the dolphin?
The girl goes, Yeah. And I go, no problem. Right?
But of course, no problem. I'm going to be like, nah, we'll figure it out.
I don't know you, but
that's rape. Then that's rape.
If the woman is really telling you no, obviously, but again, you've got to take
responsibility.
If she says nothing,
I agree. You got to take responsibility.
You just do. You have to say, and even if you froze up, I get it, and I can understand being terrified, being in a position where you're, I don't even disoriented by the fear. These are very complicated issues, but you can't convict and ruin a man's life.
No, you have to take a little bit of responsibility.
You can't do that to a young guy.
I agree.
Young dudes are idiots. I was a young guy.
I thought everyone was into anal when I was 17.
Well, a lot of guys can. It doesn't mean a guy's a rapist. He could be a good guy who's just really turned on by you.
And misled. Maybe his buddies go, that girl, Janae, dude, yes. I hooked up with her 2 years ago.
All the time.
Anal right away. Like, really?
Yes.
So then he heard some weird information. Yes.
And I don't want to see anybody's life ruined where the cops are at somebody's fucking house.
Got to protect that ass.
Look, man, I got a son and I got a daughter. And I think about both examples. I don't want my son getting, framed, and I don't want my daughter being taken advantage of. So I'm not making light of anything like that. The main thing is for me is like, you don't want anybody to be humiliated, and you don't want anybody to have what's theirs taken.
You don't want anyone to get hurt.
Yeah, man, and it's damaging. Anyway, what was I even fucking talking about?
I don't know, but we got emails for both because we got more emails from obviously guys. We have a lot of guys listeners, 18 to 36 males, our demographic. So we got a lot of male listeners going, dude, listen what happened to my friend. Listen what happened to me, blah, blah, blah. One guy said he was asleep. We'll get off the subject after this, but this one email, I'm not going to say his name. He didn't want to be called out, but he said he was at a party, and his buddy goes, hey, man, that girl's crazy. Stay away from her. So he's like, for sure. Whatever, party goes on, wee hours of the night. He goes to get in bed. She jumps in bed with him. And he's like, fuck, man. Yeah. So he gets down. He's sleeping on the floor. And then she keeps talking to him. She goes, you can sleep in here, but, I'll stay on my side. And he has a bad back. He was in, I guess, military or something, has a horrible back, had surgery, so he can't sleep on the ground. It really fucks back up. So he's like, all right. So he gets up there, right? Gets up to sleep in bed. Yeah. He said, he goes, I'm being dead on. Stay on my side. I don't even think about it. My buddies warned me. I guess she had a boyfriend. And I knew all this and actually knew the boyfriend, so I wasn't doing nothing. She goes to grab his
Peace.
pterodactyl, his military pterodactyl, hoorah, grabs that hoorah, and he turns her down. He's like, I can't, no way. He's just like, no way. Falls asleep. Next morning, wakes up, cops are at his door. She said he tried forcing himself on her. Yeah. Got arrested.
And that's the kind of stuff that's always happened. And by the way, on the other side of it, there are a lot of guys that have raped women. And cops, you know, so it goes both ways.
I agree. There's both ways.
You don't solve the problem of rape.
I'm just telling you the story
solve
I
the problem
heard.
of rape by being overzealous and putting innocent people.
I have no experience with this, so I'm just telling you a story that a guy told me.
And it happens.
Remember when I was at University of Colorado, I was on the rape allegations team. When Dave Barnett got fired.
Okay.
Remember, there was a guy who a close friend of mine, supposedly raped a girl, and that's what happened to all this.
Well, for me,
which
you
was
got to remember,
crazy.
if you're even accused of something like this, your life can be completely, permanently.
Oh, you done so?
You're done. Now that's a very serious thing. I mean, you can be just accused, and they go. My friend was accused of sexual harassment because he was named in a suit, and let me tell you something. It really very badly affected his acting career.
His credit.
It fucked him up, and he had become a director. There are a lot of examples of this, and it's not fair.
I'll tell you what, I was listening to this podcast. I think it's called the Big Brain Podcast, I forget what it was, but they were talking about how I guess you would say how the landscape of teenagers and love and boyfriends, girlfriends, how for girls it's really changed because of social media. Yeah. And how now it's girls are sending nude photos and guys right away will say, send me nudes. I guess they spell nudes, Noodes. Like right away. Before there's no getting to know you. That's just how they do it now. Yeah. Send nudes, and the girls are sending them. Yeah. The girls don't realize that for a while that they were sending them, and obviously they're sharing them with their friends. Sure. And then there's online, and now there's websites made for whores at this high school, whores at that. Can you imagine?
Yeah, this is
Can you imagine? That's what's going on.
So you got.
I was listening to it. I was like, what the fuck?
And boys don't. A lot of teenagers, guys are just like, ha ha ha. They don't. When I was a teenager, I thought women were just different creatures. It didn't occur to me that they were like. There's such a divide between boys and girls. Because remember, boys and girls start playing with each other exclusively. They don't play with each other. They play just with the same sex. And by the time you get to college, that person, the way they think is an alien. Guys are like, she's crazy. Girls are like, he doesn't understand.
Well, that's still going on.
Yeah, there's a giant divide.
There's always been a divide.
Yeah.
But in high school, you never had to worry about that. So even me, I'm way younger than me. I never worried about that.
I know, man.
And they're saying now with a lot of it that hurts people, especially in the dating world, and kind of makes women. It's more physical than anything is things like Tinder, because it's like, you just see a physical picture of them, swipe left or right? Yeah,
I hate that.
How crazy is that? Left, right. You don't even know left, right. It's just to hook up, and there's millions and millions of people on these dating apps that are like that, left, right, left, right. Yeah, it's crazy.
You know what it comes down to also? Like if you're gonna hook up with a girl and you're a young guy, make sure you take care of her. And what I mean by that is, it's kind of important. Like it used to be a gentleman made sure a girl's privacy was protected. Make sure that you protect her privacy, and protect her feelings. I'm serious. After having sex with somebody, like make sure that person doesn't feel like you use them and treated them like shit. That's a huge part of it. That can be way more damaging.
Forgive. Don't be a scumbag.
But there are a lot of dudes that don't even think that that's important. Because a lot of
guys,
just
bad people.
Or it's not even that, they just take an adversarial look at sex too. It's like ideas like, I hate it, I fucked it, I bet it's another notch. It's how boys are.
I've never had friends like that.
Oh my God.
A lot of guys are like that. They do that to me. I've never engaged. Have you? I've never engaged.
I didn't like it because I don't want to hurt somebody's feelings.
I don't think it's
manly.
I also don't care. Yeah. If you go through like, dude, I fucked this girl, blah, blah. Okay, man, cool. Yeah. Well, very cool.
They look at it as an accomplishment or something like that.
It's very weird to me.
Well, but just make sure you take care of it. Like I always say, it's better, and this isn't somebody said this, and I never forgot it.
Send them a diamond ring.
It's not about being politically correct. It's about being emotionally correct. Take care of that person's emotions, man.
Speaking of take care, our buddy, we're about to pop some bottles of champagne here because, what is this?
Got a lot of champagne.
Is that good shit? You would know.
Look, man.
We
I'm gonna
got
go ahead and
4
say
bottles
yes.
champagne and popcorn. Very
It's
random.
Domaine Allemand Launier.
From our
Cain
boy Aaron at Scopa.
Ah, Aaron. Scopa, one of our truly favorite
Our boy
restaurants.
Marco and Aaron came in.
Marco and Aaron sent us this awesome
He
champagne.
said, I had no idea what to get you guys. He let me sit in on a show, so I figured bubbles and popcorn. It's one of my favorite snacks, so why not share it with each of you?
If you go to Scopa, and you should, if you're anywhere near
Get
LA,
that steak tartare and shut your
and
fucking
you ask for
mouth.
Marco. Marco is our boy.
Ask for Marco, say I want the big brown special. He's going to put you in the back. He's going to give you what they call the Jaws steak tartare. It's 2 things of steak tartare. Then he's going to give you a
Could be
nice.
better.
Then he's going to give you a nice rosé.
Yeah. Never had a bad
steak
meal.
tartare.
Never had a
nice
never had a bad
rosé.
meal. Yeah.
Oh, and then you want to finish it off? Cool. They're going to give you these donut bites with a chocolate mousse. That's the big brown
God, is
special.
that good.
It's the big
Yeah.
brown special.
It's a big brown
And then if you're lucky, they'll let you in the speakeasy, but that's a secret
that's
word,
a-
and I can't give
they
it
got
to
a
you.
secret bar.
They have a secret speakeasy bar in the back.
with Japanese whiskey, like these really old, like whiskeys from the
Vintage.
1950s. It's crazy.
But they're not giving that stuff away.
No, they're not. Some of that
Expensive
stuff
drink.
it's the best. If you're a real connoisseur for whiskey, that's where you want
And
to
it's
go.
like
There's a
and
secret
it's
bar
dressed
at
as the
Scopa.
60s, and Scopa's in the back.
Yeah,
It's sick.
it's crazy. And you got to know somebody.
You
who
do.
went back there.
I
Pablo,
put,
who's
I put
the
my
owner.
hands in there and touched all
Pablo
the
is
nuts.
the owner, and Marco is the manager, and they always take care of us. That place is our home. So
It's our chairs.
yeah, Scopa's
We do a
killing.
lot of work there, don't we?
Well, yeah, come on. I mean,
I
it's,
feel like we owe it to ourselves. I'll tell you
so
what, man.
by the way, he gave us 4 bottles of champagne. And what is this?
Hey,
Popcorn?
hey, Aaron. Yeah, it's popcorn. Hey, Aaron. Well, that's the pop secret.
What is that?
Did you have to budget save on the popcorn?
Yeah, hey Aaron.
Hey, Aaron.
I love the
Top secret.
I love the champagne, but what's
Hey,
up
bro.
with popcorn, bro?
Hey, bro, don't send 4 bottles of champagne, then fucking honey dick us with the pop secret popcorn.
Yeah, Aaron.
How dare you?
How dare you,
You
Aaron.
listen to the show. You know our palates.
I want a cheese, man. Some prosciutto.
I need a nice cheese, dude. Whole Foods has been doing the samples of cheese lately.
Oh, boy, I'll go in there and clean house.
I bought a block yesterday.
Good man.
Fuck, it was nice. It was
Freaked
a English cheese.
An
It was
English cheddar?
English cheddar. Sweet cheddar.
Yeah.
Fuck
A
you.
nutty. It's got some nut and
It's
sweet.
sweet. My mouth is watering, brother.
Nothing like it.
My mouth is watering.
Ain't nothing like it.
Ain't nothing like it.
I-
Hey, you were on the. I know we're jumping around, but it's fun. You were on the Craig Kilborn show, right?
No, I was on the
Is that right? Am I off?
Craig Ferguson show
Fergus show. When did you film that?
a while back. I guess I was on it yesterday. I didn't see it.
Yeah, Kay. Today the student. There's no Evan. Evan died. Actually, Evan ran away with his gay lover.
He's
I
in,
hate to. The big bear ran off to Vegas.
He's at the Cub convention in Vegas.
No, he's actually at the UFC 194, where the fuck it
can't wait
is.
for those fights.
Me too. Well, yeah, we
You know
should-
where we're
we
having
can go
it, right?
somewhere. Frank's.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can make it.
No.
With the newborn, he really can't be out.
Oh right.
But Evan's in Vegas for the UFC, and Keely is just missing.
Yeah.
So actually, she's shipping you guys shirts, and she also works at an airport.
Wait, what were we talking
Did
about?
you guys know Kay worked at an
What
airport?
were we talking about?
We're talking about the shitty gift.
No, it's not a shitty gift.
Oh,
it's
we
good
were
champagne.
No, I love the champagne. We're talking about the shitty pops, secret
No,
pop.
no,
Or
no.
Craig
Craig
Ferguson.
Ferguson.
When how long did you shoot that?
I was going to say, you'll never meet anybody, another actor who never watches what they do. I never watch.
I think a
don't
lot of
even
people
tape
that
it.
way. I think a lot of people
Yeah?
that way. Yeah, a lot of actors.
Isn't that funny? Everybody's like, dude, I heard you were on. I was like, oh, yeah.
How long ago was that?
I didn't even
though?
tell my parents. I should. Damn it.
How long ago was that?
I shot it a couple months ago.
Dang, a while ago.
Yeah. I think it's the first episode.
Well, is it? No, he's been out for a while. You're saying first episode this season.
I think it's the first episode of the show, period.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
cool.
I believe so.
I wish you would have promoted it more. You gotta be honest.
I know, man.
You gotta get better at that, brother.
I know. What do I do? I should have tweeted
It's
it.
too late now, yeah. If you just give me a heads up, I can help you with it. I can have graphics made for you, all
So
that
bad
stuff.
with that. Hey,
Because you're doing a lot of shit.
a lot. I'm going to be in,
Can we talk open about your special?
yes.
Are
yes,
you cool to
yes,
do it on here?
Yes.
Because
yes,
I wasn't even going to talk about it.
Yes. I'm
So-
glad you brought this
So
up.
so this is what I want to do.
Yeah, let me tell them what happened. So Netflix was hemming and hawing, and it turns out apparently they don't like the way it was shot. I don't know. And they're also so inundated with specials. So I was basically getting a maybe.
It's oversaturated. I'm
And
telling you, you
and
don't want to
then
be there.
Another
babe.
company, New Wave, I guess, was thinking about reshooting it. And I was like, if you reshoot it, and then by that time my comedy's changed. I don't know how
Completely
to replicate what I did.
Yeah, and it's good when it's done.
Yeah, and I think we're just gonna go ahead.
Okay, so this is my idea for Brian's special, which is shot. I was there in person. There's 2 sold out crowds there in person, so you guys can vouch for me. The thing is dope. It's some of the best work Callan's ever done, and it's well overdue. And it's been out of Callan's hands when to release this thing. 10 months, which is ridiculous.
It's crazy.
Because you should be doing 2 specials a year, probably, right?
Yes. Well,
at least one.
No, that's a lot.
At least one.
Yeah.
At least one special a year.
One every year.
Yes. Whatever. Either way, you didn't do one. So this is shot, ready to go. My idea, and I think I finally convinced him, he's on board. We're going to release it with the Fighting the Kid 3D as a package.
Yeah.
So there's 12 episodes of the Fighting the Kid 3D, but also included in the package is Brian's special.
Yep. Are we going to call it Can't Grow Up?
I want Never Grow Up.
Never Grow Up?
Never Grow Up.
Never Grow Up is good.
Yeah.
Never
Because
Grow
can't,
Up.
it's like,
And
it's like you have a choice.
Yeah.
Never. It ain't your
Never
choice,
grow up.
Brian. You were born this way.
You're right, buddy.
And Never Grow Up. The shirt is ready. Brian Callen's Peter Pan. We have Fire and Kid 3D shirts ready to go. We finished shooting the last episodes of Fire and Kid 3D. The complete
I
package.
got a lot of compliments on my Fighter and the Kid 3D yesterday.
Oh, the shirt? Yeah, you had one of the prototypes. I made that for you.
I liked it.
Well, I think it's good because, and this was my pitch to Brian. I'll do it on the air so because you guys have been through the ups and downs with us. My pitch to Brian was this: is if you look at all the comedians right now, everyone's doing a special, they're doing stand-up, and then it goes to Netflix or goes to Comedy Central, right? Well, Brian has so much going on. He's on the Goldbergs. He's on a successful podcast, #Firing the Kid. He's on. He's still doing his stand-up. He's selling out live Firing the Kid shows on the road. He has Firing the Kid 3D. The episodes coming out. So he has all this stuff coming out. So he doesn't have to do that. He doesn't have to wait for someone to say, oh, you know what, we do like you, Brian. And then what's Netflix going to do that we can't do? I feel like we're going to reach more of our hardcore fans, and you can put in a complete package, and we don't have to worry about them. Mm-hmm. And we control this.
You're right.
You own it.
You're right.
You and I own the Fighting the Kid. We own all this.
I'm excited.
So why jump through these hoops? Just like Fighting the Kid 3D. We had these, and we'll get into it by the time all package and all that stuff, but we had these sponsors coming at us, but they want to do ads in the middle of the commercials. I'm like, no, I'd rather not do that.
Right.
We'd rather not do ads. Make it all one smooth.
Yeah, because ads it's just, you can't have ads in the middle of what we're shooting.
No.
It just would kill it. I mean,
So that's the plan, guys. Fighting the Kid 3D, 12 episodes, plus Brian Callen's special. Booyah!
That's a good package right there.
Yes, thank the Lordy you saw the light.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. You know,
Blinded by the light.
well, one thing
Do you
too
know
is
that,
I
Jen?
know that we're going to shoot the next 5, and I know that my 3-piece set's not going to be flopping around. Like I know,
Like
it's
the
gonna
guy
be-
at the combine?
Yeah,
With his pterodactyl
yeah, and you know
flopping
what
around?
he should have been wearing, and it's amazing.
He should have
that
tied
people-
that thing down.
Well, he should have tied it down with a pair of MeUndies.
Oh, man, I thought you would never.
Well, because there's nothing that holds things in place better than MeUndies.
It also wicks away the moisture.
Well, it wicks away the
So
moisture.
that thing ain't getting loose like a greased up pig.
If
It's
you
slipping
got
in the
an
sun.
apple bottom like you and I, and you like your pants somewhat tight around the hips, the MeUndies are the underwear for you. Now, if you're in the gym and you're squatting a lot and you're deadlifting and you want to show off the upper thighs and the glutes, you might want to get some MeUndies because they don't create any lines.
Mm-hmm.
There's none of that big old stitching, if you know what I mean. And that modal, that crazy, super soft Austrian birch tree sourced modal.
Sourced from heaven.
Yeah, it really is, man. You think I'm kidding around. You're in underwear pretty much 24 hours a day, unless it's at night like me when you're just making vigorous love making. And even then, sometimes I just pull my MeUndies to the side. But either way, you gotta try them to see what I'm saying. And they're all sustainably sourced. Okay, a fabric that's twice as soft as cotton called modal. Okay, and
Okay.
yeah, and they got dozens of styles. They got limited edition.
They also do collabs with artists, and there's no underwear like it. It's the best underwear on planet Earth. You wear underwear every single day. If you don't, good for you, but you might want to try it because that's old school, and
You
you're
can also
messing
save
up your jeans and your sacks.
Save up to $8 a pair. Up to $8 a pair with the MeUndies subscription plan, which I'm on. and
Me
you're
too.
on, which I love.
We
The
actually
same.
pay. Yeah, we
The
actually
same.
pay for it too.
Yeah. Yes, we do.
Yeah. But you can get 20% off by going to MeUndies.com.
Get the subscription for a single pair. 20% off your first order. MeUndies.com/fighter. That's MeUndies. UFC.com/fighter for 20% off.
Boom! Boom!
Just try them.
Boom! Try 'em, bitch!
That's the only thing aware. It's the only thing aware.
It's the only thing I ever wear.
Aware.
Should we go to current events with Big Brown?
Current events with Big Brown, yeah!
Coming in!
Fight talk. We already did that.
Yeah, we already did that. Let's go to some current events. I got one for you. I'm going to be reading them for you guys. All right, here's the first one, Callan.
Yeah.
Let's do it, buddy. How about this? A knife was found buried in O.J. Simpson's house.
I know.
On the yard.
I heard
It's turned
about
over
this.
to the LAPD.
I heard
Did you hear about this?
Yeah.
And did you hear about, I guess some guy found it, so let's just go through it. So LAPD confirmed Friday that a blood-splattered knife, obviously OJ used it to stab Nicole in the face.
I'm already suspect.
Let me just go through this. Yeah. So Friday, that a blood-splattered knife reportedly found at O.J. Simpson's estate years ago during a demolition, but just recently turned over to law enforcement, was being investigated by police, blah, blah, blah. A construction worker found the buck folding knife at the house years ago, possibly in 1998, and handed it to an off-duty L.A. cop he ran into on the street. The cop reportedly kept the knife in his home until he retired in January and was planning on framing it. You're weird. He allegedly told the colleague who worked in the LAPD about his plan to frame the weapon when his friend told the superiors at the... So basically he told this friend what he's going to do who worked at the police department. His friend was like, that ain't right, and went and told the heads of the police department. So the weapon is currently being investigated for possible blood stain, hair fingerprint traces, according to the report.
Yeah, what horse shit.
You think it's bullshit?
Yeah, if you're going to do that with a knife, you get rid of it. You don't bury it in your backyard.
Hey, real quick.
And leave all the blood on it.
Hey, yeah, I agree, but real quick, the backyard would be the first place I look for a buried knife.
Yeah.
Did someone just not
I'm
think
going
to
to
look
bury
at
this in my backyard. They'll never find the murder weapon.
You know what, though? Obviously, clearly OJ did it. He did a lot of dumb shit, though. The glove, the blood in his Bronco, the blood on him, the blood on his
Apparently,
clothes.
the blood in his Bronco is literally tiny specks. Like tiny specks.
Of his, Nicole's, and Ron Goldman.
Really?
Yes.
They
He
found-
clearly did it. Oh,
they
yeah.
found
They
all
found all
that?
three, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But it's all, I'll tell you what's
So
interesting.
you've been watching the O.J. Simpson thing?
Have I ever?
Oh, okay, so
you haven't seen it?
So can you refresh my memory? Because I did follow it back then, but I don't. Like, so you are under the conclusion 100% that he did it.
Yeah, well, he was found guilty in a civil court.
Yeah, and the first thing that his sister, Nicole's sister, said was he did it. He did it when she found
No,
out.
everyone knew.
Because he was always
everyone
threatening.
Everyone knew he did. Oh, the domestic violence between him and Nicole, and he would threaten to kill her all the time.
Jeez.
That's clear. I mean, that's documented.
Yeah.
Everything. Yeah, he clearly did it. The guy had some serious issues.
Yeah.
It's interesting, man. It's my favorite show right now. It just got really good. But
Wow.
to me, it's interesting how big this show is on FX, and now this murder weapon comes out.
Oh, how interesting. Yeah.
Well played, FX.
Well played, FX. If you by his backyard, do you mean it was in the Brentwood area? You fucking liar. Well played.
Well played, FX. Well
You're not
played.
putting the world over my eyes, you fucks.
But you know, Double Jeopardy, it doesn't matter. Even if they're like, yeah, OJ, his prints are all over it. Nicole Kidman's
That's
teeth are on the knife. Double Jeopardy, they can't do shit.
Yeah.
He's in
already-
prison.
he's
He's in
in
prison right
jail.
now, but not for life.
Well, 9 years he got something crazy.
Yeah, that was 8 years ago. That was a
Yeah,
while
it was
ago.
a while ago.
He should be getting out any time now. I guess he hates the FX show. Yeah, no shit, because you murdered somebody.
He hates it.
Hates it.
Does he have money? Does
No.
he still have a pension?
Nope.
Or?
He doesn't have money. He has to sell everything. He has to sell his Heisman and all that stuff.
Doesn't he have But doesn't he have
A
somehow-
pension from the NFL?
Yeah.
Maybe. They might stop giving it to you if you
Well,
kill two people.
No, because he was found innocent, so they can't.
But what about the civil court? Does that matter?
I don't think so. But then again, he owes a lot of money.
Well, he paid. I was researching because I was trying to figure out how much he paid that superstar team of lawyers, the defense lawyers. And they said it cost around $5 million just for that trial.
$5 million.
$5 million.
That's expensive to kill somebody.
It's worth it though, huh? When I saw $5 million, I went, well, to get off of murder to people,
Yeah.
$5 million's a fucking steal.
But then to essentially be an international pariah stuff.
What do you mean?
To be a pariah, meaning like just nobody wants you at their table, you know? or in their club.
Well, that's the least of my problems. If I kill 2 people and I spend $5 million doing it, I'm not like, oh fuck. You know what though? No more poker nights at Dave's house.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
As long as I'm not behind bars.
If I killed my ex-girlfriend and the guy she was with, I'd probably want to go to jail. I think I'd be racked with guilt. If you're a child molester and I killed you, I'd have no problem.
That's because you're a healthy, normal person.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm O.J. Simpson, I did it, I would have moved to somewhere else. I would have, especially if I'm innocent. Like, if he got off and then he got caught because he went to go beat up someone or held someone kidnapped. That's
they held him at gunpoint because in the hotel room because they stole.
Yes.
This group of people stole his stuff. Yeah.
So I wouldn't even dealt with that as him. I would have went somewhere like Hong Kong or I don't know.
Yeah.
India.
Yeah, not a bad call.
I don't know, man.
Then you got to leave everything behind that and move to another country.
Hey, man, everyone here hates you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm sure as fuck not hanging out in Brentwood.
It's true. It's true.
O.J. Simpson would scare me if I saw him right now. He
Yeah.
killed 2 people. Huh?
O.J. Simpson was, in many ways, and people don't talk about it, but top 5 running back all time.
Phenomenal.
I mean,
Phenomenal
phenomenal
player.
Athlete, like
What?
phenomenal.
You know what sucks?
It
doesn't suck
like
that he
a
killed 2 people.
0.01%.
Oh, O.J. Simpson.
And handsome as shit, and charismatic as shit.
Funny. Remember
Funny.
Naked Guns?
Funny as shit. On top of the world.
You know at UFC I was working out there with some friends a while ago in the summer with the football team, and they took all the O.J. Simpson stuff down.
Mm-hmm.
Like they show all the greats, and there's like a blank. You can see it's where O.J. used to be.
What a fall from grace.
Fuck.
What a fall from grace. What a Shakespearean tragedy. It's King Lear. Sorry, everybody. But that's what you would call
They said Rogan mentioned it when we did the pre-fight with
arrogance.
Him. But they're saying the defense team would have argued CTE had his brain scanned.
I know.
You know who's doing? I should have made it a current event. You know who's giving their brain up to? They're not dying, but they're letting them do all those scans. CAT scan stuff on their brain. The girl who for the Olympic team. Remember the head girl ripped her shirt? She tore her shirt off.
Mia Hamm?
No, the girl who kicked the game-winning goal.
Wasn't that Mia Hamm?
I'm not gonna tell you again. Nope.
Okay.
So she
Soccer gal.
Soccer gal, blonde hair, ripped her shirt off.
Does she have issues with her?
She's 40. She must be having issues because she gave her brain. She's giving her body and brain up for research.
Wow.
For CTE.
Wow.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Speaking of giving your body up, Erin Andrews. Have you heard about her?
No.
So, Erin Andrews is in a lawsuit right now. The sportscaster is seeking $75 million.
I've not heard good things about her, by the way.
We'll get into her. Let me
Okay.
finish this for sure.
Yep.
The sportscaster is seeking $75 million from a man who shot a video of her in 2009 in a hotel room at a Nashville Marriott. She said the Marriott allowed him to request the room next to hers and film her. How crazy is that? And guess
I'm sympathetic to her. Fuck that guy. That's an example of a piece of shit. That's an example of a guy who hates women. Sorry, I'm not a liberal, guys, but like if you do that to a woman and you take pictures of her when she's changing, you scumbag, and then you make money off those images, I want to take a bat to that dude's fucking face. How about that?
Yeah,
I do.
You're not gonna do shit. But so Erin Andrews, Erin Andrews' dad was saying she's not basically her dad goes, she's not a good person. She's a shell of herself. She's not the daughter I grew up raised. Wow. She's a shell of herself.
What?
I've heard this from multiple people, by the way.
Yeah.
Sportscaster Erin Andrews testified Monday that she will forever be haunted by the secretly recorded video posted online showing her naked in a hotel room. Yeah. So, but the defense of the guy is saying, is it true that once this video got released, your career started booming? It's true. Started taking off. Says since 2009, since it came out, your career's never been better. You've thrived. She's seeking $75 million in damages and from the Nashville Marriott. Blah blah blah. It's been viewed over 16.8 million times. I've never seen it.
Again, I again, not to be a bitch, but I will not look at those pictures. It's the same thing I felt about with Spooky Ghost. I just don't want to look at it because I she didn't let me look at her naked. You understand what I'm saying? I feel like I'm part of the
I wouldn't
problem.
want to see him. I would feel like a complete loser if I'm looking at a
But also,
hidden
it's a
video
violation.
of a girl.
It's a violation of her privacy.
Well,
This
yeah,
is
it's
where-
not even about that. Obviously, that's wrong, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Just as me, as myself, if you went, hey, bro, when we do a show in Denver, hey, I secretly recorded this hot girl changing next
I would
door.
never look.
I would went,
You're a scumbag.
I wouldn't even say, I just went, you're a loser.
Yeah.
I'm not going to.
But you're also
Why
a
don't you
bad
go talk
person.
to the girl? Why don't you go talk to the girl?
Yeah, but secretly that's against the law, and if it's not, it should be. Like you can't do if you videotape somebody in their house, a woman changing, and then by the way, sell it or show it to other people. You're a scumbag, man.
That's tough.
That is a form of digital sexual assault.
Well, that's why she's suing for $75 million, Brian.
I agree with her.
$75 million, though?
Whatever
Let's
the case,
relax
you always
on
go
75.
crazy, so you get as much.
Yeah, so you can get a
We
settlement.
want to punish somebody for it, I don't know, man.
The guy
I
might be
guess.
sick in the head.
Well,
But I haven't heard the best things about her.
Or he's just a piece of shit.
I haven't heard the best things about her, though.
Right. Yeah, she's probably a difficult person or whatever, but I still side with her.
Still very attractive. Might have to look at those videos.
Don't do it.
No, I'm not going to. All right, ready for this next one, buddy?
Yes.
So you have kids. That movie Zootopia. You heard about the movie Zootopia?
No.
The cartoons. It's basically animals, but they're in regular civilization.
Yeah.
They're like doing normal stuff.
Yeah.
This is interesting. Disney is actively. It's a leaked email that someone hacked. Disney is actively marketing Zootopia to furries.
What?
You know what furry is, right?
Yes.
Yes.
What?
So someone hacked into Disney's email, found out that they're on purpose marketing to furries.
You sure it wasn't just a guy who said, I got an idea, guys. Let's try to market this to furries.
No, they map it out here, all that Disney's doing.
Huh?
These leaked emails.
Disney?
Disney, you mother.
Stop giving people with fetishes what they want. Is that so bad?
Not really, because they're not. Are they hurting anyone?
Their audience is
furry hurting anyone?
children and perverts.
Well, obviously the children they're gonna hit, right? That's their demographic. They got that.
Yeah, let's expand.
Why not expand?
They're not hurting anybody.
If someone said, "Hey, man, you can go from 3 million to 4 million downloads a month if you and Brian dress as furries,"
yeah,
I'm dressing as a furry.
Look
next
for the
month.
hole. Look for the wet spot, everybody.
So what exactly is a furry? Do you know?
So you dress up like a
animal?
stuffed animal, like
a cartoon animal.
I'm a bear,
and I'm a gazelle,
and you're just a big old. I mean, if you were a bear you'd have to be a big old honeycomb.
Wait, that how it works?
We had like one dresses up like an animal, and the other dresses up like an animal, and you're wearing these big furry costumes,
and they fuck each other.
Fuck.
So there's holes, so your piece is hanging out.
I guess. I don't have a costume. I'd have to. I don't know how much they are. I'd looking for a bear outfit where I can stick my genitals.
Hey, I'm gonna need to
a
rent
dick hole
this.
and a butthole.
I'm gonna need to rent this. Is it okay if I just cut a hole in the front and the back for what?
Yeah.
Trying to fuck.
Yeah.
It's gonna cost you.
Yeah.
There's no way.
It's like a giant bear costume and just cut the butt out. And I need my piece to fly free.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at this. They're just trying to they're just marking the furries.
Right.
I mean, it's not the end of the world. They're still, they're not hurting anyone. I don't have a problem with it. Get your money right, Disney.
Yep.
Have you ever had a girl into furries or anything?
If I have, I wouldn't know it. I did have a girl who basically, I told you, was into my butt.
She was down with playing with that asshole?
She was just all over the bunny hole.
That was her thing.
I mean, she'd go right for the bunny hole.
Right away?
I was like, ma'am, please.
Real quick, that can't be your thing and be my girlfriend.
I mean,
you can't just be into ass play and that's your thing.
First of all, I'm not the first guy. And second of all, I would never look at me, and I'm pretty objective. I've seen myself on video, even on my best days, and gone, I've said, hey, I look handsome in that picture for a 49-year-old. But I've never seen, now that's a guy, I got it in my tongue, just wedged right in the old rumper.
How's that fixation, where's that come from?
I think a lot of women, just like guys, have it. Look, man, I don't know a guy who hasn't at least put his tongue on the old starfish. Okay? You probably haven't.
Not my thing.
It's not my thing either, but I've done it when I've been super attracted to a girl. Now listen.
But if it's your thing, That's what's. I wonder where the fixation
That's
comes
where
from.
my
of an
thing has
asshole.
never been an anal. I've never had I gotta bang her in the ass. Like,
But for a girl,
that's like a bonus.
What's the percentage? I wonder. Less than 2% of the world is into ass play.
Oh, I don't know about that, sir.
Less than 2% of all women, let's say America, are just assholes or their thing.
I don't know. But
I would say
know,
less than 2%.
I know in my travels through this fine world.
You've had one out of how many
through
girls?
the forest of sex. I have
the vast, deep forest.
I've had girls not only stick their fingers right up the old chute, but try to. Where I've been like, oh, that hurts a little too much.
Bro, but that's different. None of them. That's not their thing. They might be drunk, you're getting freaky, but I'm talking about the one girl who, before anything
goes
else,
right down. That's rare.
is putting Brian on all fours
That's rare.
and going nose deep in that
That's
asshole.
pretty rare.
All right, let's do one more, then we'll get
Yeah.
to cut current events. This one should be fun for you. Donald Trump with the dick talk last night.
Yeah.
How about that?
I guarantee there's no problem. I guarantee there's no problem. I guarantee. I got a huge schwanz. I'm channeling Will Sasso right now.
Well, no, you're channeling Donald Trump.
The most important thing is that I got a big dick, and it's not about the issues. Yes, I lie, and yes, I've had a number of business ventures fail. And am I dropping knowledge on this? Can I just tie that in for a second?
Well, because we got to do that. So he's basically saying, Rubio said he has small hands. And he holds up his hands. He goes, "Look, these aren't small hands. I don't have small hands, and nothing else is small.
Yep.
If these are small, then something else might be small. And I guarantee you, there's no problem. I guarantee."
Yes. Yeah.
I would assume.
Thanks a lot, Donald. Thanks for sticking to the issues. Now, now we're having a dick size contest. The guy tells it like it is. He's so funny. He's just.
What a terrible election.
Look, everybody says Trump is the symptom of anger. People are so fed up with Washington, they want somebody to take the checkerboard and throw it in the air.
Yes.
And I think it's irresponsible, but I understand it. But anybody but him, he really is a con man. He really is a liar.
Let's be honest.
Look,
he doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch, though, but it's getting old.
It
I
is.
was on board at first. I was like, this is fun. It's getting old
It's
now.
getting old
I'm
'cause he's a
over
liar.
it.
You know what you can't fake, and that's good wine, Brendan. But a lot of people will pretend they know the wine market. But the wine aisle is intimidating. Don't you think it's intimidating when you go to buy a bottle of wine? Like, you don't know what to buy. Be honest.
I have no idea.
And I wish people knew what wine was about.
I know I don't like sour or real,
But you can't taste it when it's in the bottle. And sometimes you're spending 20, 30, 40 bucks on a bottle of wine. You open it up, you're like, dude, this is not good.
Well, what do we do when we go to restaurants? They go, you want some wine? I go, Brian, what should I get? It's embarrassing, man.
Exactly.
I feel like
it took me a long time to figure that out. You know, if there's a company that does it for you, clubw.com.
Yeah, but do I have to answer 1,000 questions?
You answer, I don't know. I think it's a 6-question questionnaire, and I actually went through it. It might even be like a 3-question questionnaire. They pair your palate. They ask you what kind of food you like. They ask you if you like sour stuff, if you like bitter stuff, if you like sweet stuff.
Yes,
They ask you the right questions, and they have an algorithm that will pair your palate to wine. And you know what? Just go to YouTube. They've got these 3 great videos, great commercials. Go to YouTube and punch in Club W. It'll give you an idea of what they're about. But essentially, they've cut out the middleman. They get grapes from some of the best vineyards, and you can get top-notch wines for as low as from between $13 and $26.
And it's delivered to your door?
It's delivered to your door. You never have to go to a wine aisle, and they'll do the work for you. And by the way,
save some money.
Yes. If you don't like it, just go back to the algorithm and play with it. But at the end of the day, they're going to give you quality wines.
I know what they're doing.
And you can go to their website, and basically they'll show you how you taste wines. They'll fill you with information.
I love me some Club W.
For me, wine is a passion. So that's why.
So you wouldn't recommend Club W if it was some
when I found out that you remember all the questions I asked them? We always have these prep calls with these companies. And if I'm going to talk about it, I got to make sure it's a good company. And I got to make sure that where are they sourcing their wines from, and how are they doing it. And I got all the answers I was looking for. And then I drank, I think 4 bottles of their wine. I was very impressed.
Yeah, I love them, man.
Because you don't have to spend a lot of money on wine. You just don't.
What can you do for the listeners, Brian? Hit them one time, motherfucker.
I'm going to ask you to go to clubw.com. All right. clubw.com. Brendan, you're going to have to help me out here to tell me what exactly we are going to do for them, because I think we're going to go to clubw.com/fighter and
booyah. Club W, that's that easy. clubw.com/fighter. Get started right now. We wouldn't steer you guys wrong. Check it out. clubw.com/fighter. You'll get 50% off your first order. That's right. 50% off. What?
where are you reading that?
50% off. Club W offers no risk guarantee. You'll love what they send. Oh, you get your money back.
Get your money back.
You got nothing to lose.
Get your money back.
Get your drink on.
Yeah. Start your seller with clubw.com.
50% off. clubw.com/fighter.
You like the wine Santa Claus. Yeah, man. Listen.
You got a drop of knowledge, buddy?
Well, the dropping knowledge was just since Trump is front and center. Look, guys, I get it. I get that you're angry at government. So am I. I don't want to vote for Hillary Clinton. I get it. But you got to look at a guy who says stuff like, John Oliver had a good thing. Trump has had so many, he's not that good a businessman. But, well, he can run a company and stuff like that. Look, the guy was telling people, he started a mortgage company in 2006, right before the crash. It's a great time to start a mortgage company. He is being sued by the New York State Attorney General, I believe that's who it is, for running essentially a fraudulent business that he netted something like $40 million on the Trump University, which was a real estate university, where people were told essentially to get bigger limits on their credit cards so they could sign up for more courses. And you took these courses.
I don't think he's a.
He's a con.
He's a good businessman. I don't think we can. That's not the right way to attack this. I don't think he's not a bad businessman.
Well, he inherited about $200 million.
Yes,
by
but
a lot of
very, very successful. And he's a billionaire.
He was gone bankrupt.
A lot of guys
times.
have gone bankrupt.
I know, but
a lot of people have filed for Chapter 11.
I'm not calling him a good businessman.
I disagree.
He's had failure after failure.
That doesn't matter.
And by a lot of, but hold on, there are a lot of independent sources that actually think that his real net worth, if you take debt out of it, is exactly what it was when he started, when he got his money. This idea that he's worth $3 billion, there's no proof to that. But we do know that he's made big errors, and we do know he's a con man. And PolitiFact.com basically said that 76% of all the statements he's made
are fake.
Are false. This guy is... I mean, I know politicians.
He's like if Kim Kardashian ran for president. It's just all smoke and mirrors.
This is a guy who is such a narcissist that he can never focus on anything but himself. And if you really listen to what he says,
can't have that guy running the.
Listen to what he says. We should go after their families.
Oh, I know.
Kill terrorists.
He's insane. He's insane.
But it's also you got to think about what's best for the country. Do I know what's best for the country? Do I know what candidate's best for the country? I really don't.
You know Trump's not good.
I just know Trump might be actually dangerous for the country. Hey, my friend who's very intelligent said this.
My friend who's very intelligent.
And he's a Trump supporter. Anybody. He's a Trump supporter. We're having an argument. And he's not a dumb guy. And he's a very successful guy. And he said, I'm so sick and tired of politics. I just want somebody to shake things up. You hear this a lot. I don't know if that's the best idea, but what he said was interesting. He said Trump wants to win. Trump will surround himself with very smart people.
Not a bad argument.
It's not a bad argument. He'll surround himself with very effective, smart people. I can see Trump doing that. I can see Trump secretly knowing that he doesn't know anything. And I understand that argument. I think I just viscerally, and dude, I don't, how many people do I dislike?
300.
Yeah, no one. I dislike this guy, and I've never felt this way about a candidate. I'm always fair-minded. I don't like Cruz. I think he's just a mean-spirited extremist.
What about Rubio?
And I think Rubio is kind of Cruz in sheep's clothing.
What about Bernie Sanders?
I think he's a socialist,
he's
and I ain't a
die
socialist.
Any second.
I don't like anybody like Bernie Sanders who wants to socially engineer equality to that degree because I don't think it's possible.
What about Hillary Clinton?
And I think Hillary Clinton, like a lot of people say she's incredibly corrupt and all that stuff. I think Hillary Clinton, though, at least is center. She's a centrist.
I don't think she's making anything better or anything worse. She's just going to be there. She's just going to be there.
It's probably how
she's just going to be there.
I think she'll be an effective manager for things. I think that Hillary, if she had her way, would want to run a lot more like any politician, but we have checks and balances. I think that with Hillary, I think at least Hillary's not crazy. She might be corrupt, she's not crazy, and I might take corrupt, I hate to say this, over crazy. Just my opinions. I don't know.
I think Trump can if you look at the pros and cons, the cons for Trump are way outweigh the pros. The cons are he might get us into war. He's an idiot. He really doesn't know what he's doing. He says crazy shit. He's a liar, right?
Yeah.
The cons with Hillary, all right. I don't think either one of them's going to make a difference. Neither one going to make a difference, I don't think.
Well, presidents set agendas.
Yes.
But I do think that, thank God, they don't have as much power as they would like. And the founding
I think Donald Trump likes
engineered
the
our-
tag of being president of the United States. He doesn't
Donald
really
Trump
want to
is
do
about
anything.
himself.
Yes.
Yes. Donald Trump stares at the mirror for a long. I've never seen anybody who's that much of a narcissist, and he's always been that way. He's always been a shyster,
That's his thing.
and he's always run scams. He's just. I'm sorry. I just hate anybody who's that. It's kind of how I feel about Kanye. We were talking about this. I'm sure Kanye West is super talented, but I just hate anybody who thinks that they are as important as Jesus. And make no mistake, Donald Trump and Kanye West think that they are as significant historically as everybody from William Shakespeare to Jesus Christ
Steve Jobs.
to Steve Jobs. And I just hate people like that.
So you believe in Jesus, what you're saying.
I don't,
So this doesn't make
but
sense.
I like his example, and I'm going to be like
But we don't
Jesus.
know if he's real.
Excuse me? Oh, I guess somebody's going to hell. Have fun in hell, Brendan.
No, I'm saying you don't believe in
Have
him.
fun in hell.
You don't believe
I'm
in
not
him.
a
You keep
Christian.
referring
I'm not
to
a
him.
Christian.
You keep referring to Jesus.
Well,
And you're not religious.
Jesus Christ, the first century rabbi, the man was hugely influential. Hugely influential. I mean, changed what was Judaism and brought it mainstream. I mean, if you talk about the most influential person to ever walk the earth, you could make the argument in some ways that there are a
And
billion Catholics.
And is there proof Jesus Christ was on this earth? There's
most
physical
historians agree that Jesus of Nazareth was
a
an
real
actual
person.
man. Yes.
proof? Interesting. But is there proof?
There were enough written testimonies and testaments to his existence that there was indeed somebody who was a rabbi who, there's no record of his life between, I think, 12 and 30. They don't know where he went. He might have gone to India. But the man, Jesus Christ, from the age of 30 to 33, before he was crucified. We do know he was crucified.
Very murky back then.
But he shook things up.
Yeah.
He shook things up.
Shook it up,
Yeah.
as we like to say.
You were talking about
Very
a
interesting.
guy who was radical in his philosophy. For example, love thy neighbor, ready? Love your enemy, and turn the other cheek. When Jesus of Nazareth was walking the earth, and the order of the day was the Roman ideal of strength and power and dominance, to say love your enemy and turn the other cheek was,
People weren't having it.
well, it was
Hey, save this
earth-shattering.
conversation when we have Tim Tebow on the podcast next week.
Okay.
And he'll wreck you on religion.
Well,
Talking
wreck
about a black guy. A black guy.
Oh,
A black
I've
belt
had
in
conversations with Tim about Christianity, especially because I read one of his favorite books called Mere Christianity by Lewis Carroll, which is
Yeah,
an
he loves
excellent
that
book.
one.
Great book. So are the Screw Tape Letters. The Screw Tape Letters by Lewis Carroll are incredible because it's a senior demon in hell talking to a junior demon as this junior demon is trying to corrupt a human soul. It's called the Screw Tape Letters. It's outstanding. Get it on tape and listen to it. And you don't have to be a Christian about it. It's just a really interesting sort of debate on good and evil and the human spirit.
Yeah, religion is interesting.
We're always fighting sin. We don't talk about sin the way we used to. Now sins are things like racism and crony capitalism and
killing.
and
Cheating on your
consent
wife.
and all that.
Yeah.
That's the sin. Sin used to be an individual thing. It used to be about what goes on in your heart and sort of, I'm a sinner in my heart. I was born a sinner, and I have to overcome. And
Yeah.
that was the idea.
Anyways, hey, if you guys purchased the military tees, they went out ASAP. How do you think they got there, Brian?
Dude,
Do you think
how do we sell them? How many did we do well on those? Did we do?
sold out?
Yeah.
Yes.
Once again, sold
Yes.
out.
So
impressive.
yeah. How do you think they got there, though, Brian? That's the point of this.
Oh, I know. You just took you filled a bunch of satchels. You
Well,
put them on.
troops were so excited that we're finally doing military tea.
Yeah, so you
People thought we put them on their backs and I'd march them to the homes.
Well, you did the Pony Express, didn't you? Because they still have that Pony Express thing, didn't you?
You would think, man. Listen.
What'd you do?
tfatk.com uses only one site. You guys know the deal. We don't go to post offices. No one has time. Jay Schaub and Keeley do not have the time. I definitely don't have the time. So we use stamps.com. They give you special postage discounts. No one has time to go to the post office anymore. They have first class, priority mail, express, international. They got everything we need to get things done. So when you guys order a shirt in England, Australia, Finer Kids International, we're worldwide thanks to stamps.com.
Stamps.com.
We never pay full price for postage ever again. Here's how stamps.com works. Using your own computer and printer, buy and print official U.S. postage for any letter or package, and then just hand your mail to the mailman, or we drop it off at the actual post office. But you can hand it to the mailman or drop it in any mailbox. It's that easy. Over 500,000 small businesses are using stamps.com. You guys know the deal. tfatk.com uses it. Sign up right now. Go to stamps.com. Use the promo code FIDA for the special offer. 4-week trial plus a $110 bonus offer, including postage and a digital scale, Brian. Digital scale. You guys know the deal. Don't wait. Get started with stamps.com today. Go to stamps.com. Before you do anything else, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage. Type in promo code FIDA.
So easy, you guys.
That's stamps.com. Enter FIDA.
It's easy.
Too easy. A little too easy. Read some fan questions, Brian the Kid Callen.
Give me some fan questions, man.
Okay, man. Okay, Brian. Let's see what we got here today. Did you see the press conference, the antics at the press conference between Conor and Nick Diaz?
When Conor punched his hand out of the way?
I say Nate Diaz. Yes. When he punched. So was this?
I think Nick came jumping up too. Nick was like, "What?"
So Victor Hugo 4. What do you think of Conor's cowardly antics as he punched Nate's hand during the face-off yesterday? Was he attempting to injure Nate?
I thought about that. I thought
No.
you could actually break someone's hand or hurt someone's hand.
No, not at all.
He swung hard.
No, I think only people who've never been in a fight think that. It was a face-off. He put his hand on his. He basically slapped it away. I don't think he was trying to hurt him. It hypes the fight. We're all talking about it. It worked perfect for him. Yes. We're all talking about it.
We're all talking about it.
For sure, and obviously not going to hurt him or break his hand. That would never happen. It's a face-off. People assume that stuff's going to happen, and you're ready to go. So usually you don't want to touch the guy, especially like that. He could have went about it a different way, but you're not going to hurt.
He did swing at his hand. Did he close his fist, or was it an open hand?
His fist was like this, and he hit it like that.
That'll hurt. That'll hurt your hand.
No, not really. It's not going to hurt him.
Really?
No, I've been hit like that. That's not going to hurt him. And if it does, he probably shouldn't be a UFC fighter fighting at this level.
It's kind of weird thing, though, where you hit somebody in the wrist the wrong way and you give them a sprain. There's a lot of stuff that can happen weird. That can be a freaky where you're like, what the? I'm not saying Conor did that on purpose.
No, not really, especially as a fighter. Not really, because Nate knows something's going to happen. So you're ready.
Man. You're ready.
Yes. It's silly. Yeah. It's really silly. No one got hurt. He's going to be fine. It's definitely not an excuse.
I am excited about this.
Let's see this. At Da Jossel, Dajossel. Kay and Evan got to start reading the names who gives us these questions without giving anyone their props. What are 3 essentials every man should own?
3 essentials every man should own?
It is well, I guess I was assuming with fashion, attire.
I would say a blazer, a nice pair of shoes, or boots.
We got to have one or the other.
And I'm going to get heat for this. A gun.
Interesting. I'll go more the fashion. I would say a really good pair of jeans. So some good quality denim. A really good pair of shoes they can wear. Maybe some Chelsea boots.
Hey, that's a lot, bro. We said 3.
Jeans, shoes.
Jeans, of course.
Are you listening? I said jeans. That was the one.
Shoes.
And I said shoes. And I just said
Chelsea.
Now I'm giving you the examples.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Right,
Hang with me, buddy. Jeans, a really good pair of denim, so you can wear a lot. That's key. A good pair of shoes that you can wear, whether you're in a suit or going out to dinner, happy hour, having fun with your friends. Chelsea boots are in right now. There's a lot of dope Chelsea dope Chelsea boots.
Pocket pussy.
And then I would say a nice watch.
A pocket pussy. Who said that?
Pocket pussy.
I didn't say that.
That's disgusting.
Pocket pussy.
I'd say a nice watch.
Yeah? I don't have a nice watch. Oh, yes, I do.
Yeah, you do.
I actually have 2 really nice watches.
They just sent me a new one, too.
They look so nice. They look so expensive.
Yeah, I know.
They really do. All BS aside.
When you're talking about movement watches, Brian. We were even planning to do this read, but it's for real. You want a nice watch. I don't think guys should be wearing wristbands and a lot of chains. If you have one chain, I'm cool with it. I usually wear a chain.
Right.
But if you have rings, watches, bracelets, and unless you're fucking Daughtry or your name's freaking Chris Angel, take that shit off.
Yeah.
So a really nice watch goes a long ways. It says a lot about you.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, I wear Omegas, Rolexes, whatever.
They're expensive.
They're expensive. And when I was in college or even before, a professional athlete, no way I could afford that stuff.
Yeah. But you like nice things.
I like nice things, but I also like nice things that aren't expensive, like movement watches.
Well, dude, when you...
And this is speaking...
They've sent me 2.
They sent me 2. They just sent me the rose gold one that's all metal with a black face. I have to get it sized, otherwise I would have wore it today. This thing is sick.
Dude, I got mine. Mine is with the leather band. It looks like classic. It's a classic James Bond watch or something. It's so nice. And the thing is, when you feel it's heavy. You know how cheap watches can feel light or something? This thing has a heft to it.
No, they're good quality. You guys
they're guaranteed for 2 years. They have a
we
2-year
won't steer you
warranty.
guys wrong. Movement watches were found on the idea that stylish watches don't have to be expensive, which
$95
is what we're
they start
telling
at.
you guys. So
$95.
by selling online, they cut out the middleman, they cut out the store that hike up the prices. So they start at $95. If these were in stores, you're at $400 or $500 at least. So you look good whether you're working your 9 to 5. This is what I'm saying. You want to. So when we're going with the essentials, the 3 essentials, you want a nice watch that you can wear at work, at the bar, at the club, nice dinner. It's tough to do, man. But Movement Watches gives you that option. So look sharp whether you're at the office or you're going out at night. There's no hassle. Just order online with free shipping, free returns, and a 24-month warranty, also known as 2 years. Join the movement by saying no to big brand retail markups. See ya. So go to movementwatches.com, mvmtwatches.com/5 today, and we'll give you guys 15% off your entire purchase. mvmtwatches.com/5.
Look at why they're so successful. They're growing fast. That's why. They make a good product, everybody. A timepiece.
A timepiece.
You can wear on your
So
wrist.
good jeans, nice shoes, and a watch is my 3 essentials.
There you go.
Let's see here. K_Ross88 says, how often, if ever, do sponsors get mad when you cuss or go off script during reads? Ever lost a sponsor?
No.
They like us because I don't know how many you listen to this in other podcasts. Assume you do. The reads suck. There's no character in them. So in order to even work with Brian and myself, we do a call with you, or we'll meet you in person. Like we're meeting with Movement Watches and Dollar Shave Club next week or in 2 weeks.
I want to meet the creator.
Yeah, so we meet with these guys and we say, listen, if you send us a script and we have to stick to the script, this ain't for you.
Right.
Because A, people are going to fast forward, they're not going to listen to it. B, that's not what we do, that's not what we're about. We have to make it our own, we have to have fun with it, and we have to believe in the product.
Yeah.
If you don't check off on those 3 things, you can't work with the Fire and the Kid.
That's right.
So, and sometimes I cuss to be funny. Again, if a sponsor is like, hey, you can't do that, cool, man, see ya.
Look,
we have a bunch of other ones waiting.
If we're moving product, which we do because we believe in it, then just do it. We'll just do an honest read.
Let's do it how we want.
Also, I always
don't
feel guilty.
limit me.
I also
Don't
feel-
limit me,
yeah,
son.
Yeah. I also want to make sure we're doing our job. Like I don't.
Yeah, you got to do your job. It can't be all fun and games. You got to make sure you get points, but
we also want to make it
don't
funny.
tie us down either,
Yeah.
because you're not going to get as good as a read if we have to stick these.
Don't strap our wings down.
Don't clip my wings.
Don't clip my wings.
That's a good song.
Thanks.
Don't clip my wings. I'm only here to fly.
I want to soar
I want to soar in the sky.
high above the trees.
Like an eagle with a pterodactyl dick.
I want to come up behind different birds and grab their feathers and dash them to the ground. No reason at all. Hey bird, do you feel free? Well, not anymore.
Not anymore,
I
because I
keep
just
these tail feathers as a souvenir.
Not anymore, because I just clipped your wings for free.
That's why I fly with scissors, so I can fly by that beautiful bald eagle and commit a federal crime by clipping his wings and watching him spiral to the ground. Yeah, yeah! I like to kill bald eagles when I'm in the air.
I want to kill. I want to kill, bum, bum, bum. I want to kill.
You know there'd be people like that if guys could fly, they'd do two things. One,
Shit
knock
on
other
people.
birds out of the sky and shit in convertibles and on weddings.
Dude, can you imagine if humans were able to fly in the turds that would land?
Teenagers would be like, dude, let's go on a shit fly. Let's carpet bomb. And somebody have
Let's
a brand new
Al-Qaeda
car.
this new car.
That's a brand new Tesla. Hey, hover and push.
Human-sized shits on cars. Damn your car,
no.
brother.
That'd be a big fine. What happened? I got in trouble.
What'd you do? Drop some logs
My
on the
defense
new
is I had
Volkswagen?
diarrhea.
Diarrhea. All right, let's go to this next question. Dave Dinosaur. Great name. At Dave Dinosaur. You better be into dinosaurs.
Dinosaur Dave is better.
I agree. Also
Anyway.
known as Double D.
Double D.
You know, Dinosaur Dave.
Dinosaur Dave.
Dude, I want Dinosaur Dave as my new nickname.
Dinosaur Dave.
What was your first job, Brian and Brendan?
My first job was working at McDonald's.
Are you kidding me?
No.
You made fucking McDonald's?
Worst job in the world. My back hurt so badly. My back standing on that pavement hurt so badly. I didn't know how to stretch.
How long did you work there for?
I was in high school. A summer, it was the worst. And then working construction in college in D.C. was the second worst. That was the hardest work I ever done. I was like, oh, I'm definitely not cut out for manual labor. This is super fucking hard. And when you work manual labor all day and you see somebody in a suit, you have contempt. You're like, what a pussy.
You resent him a little bit?
You're like, what a pussy. I work with my hands. I never forgot it. It changed fundamentally my personality and made me judgmental to anybody who didn't. It was, wow.
My first job, I was a janitor at a grocery store. It's fucking miserable.
That's
terrible. I was a janitor at a fancy grocery store where all the rich kids were, and I'd have to have my janitor suit on, and they'd say, hey, Brendan, we need you to clean the bathroom. And I would go take all the new magazines, and I'd grab a handful of candy, and I'd sit in that bathroom on the toilet.
Poo?
No. I'd just sit on the toilet, full uniform, read through all the magazines. I'd even roll them up, and I'd eat all this candy. The bathroom would not get clean, and they had to fire me.
They had to.
I didn't like doing the fucking job.
No,
And it was union, too.
That's
I basically got like $2 an hour. Fuck you.
Yeah, it's tough.
Working at Albertsons in Greenwood Village.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
There you go.
There you go, man.
That's it, bud.
That's it, pal. That's it. Hey, Irvine, we are almost sold out. I think there's 20 tickets left.
Jesus.
Irvine Improv, March 16th. We're coming at you live. You guys know the deal. Get tickets now, tfatk.com. And also Denver, my hometown. It's my birthday. 2 shows, 18th and 19th. Comedy Works South.
Comedy Works
The
South.
landmark there.
I'm going to be, there are a couple things you guys need to know. I will be, March 15th, me and Mr. Joe Rogan and Brett Ernst and Theo Vaughn will be doing stand-up. It's called Stand Up for Stand-Up. It's for spinal cord injury at the Comedy Store. March 15th, starting at 8 o'clock, main room, Comedy Store. So there's that. And I will also be in San Jose at the San Jose Improv come April 1, 2, and 3. So don't sleep and be ready because I'm not playing around. I don't know. I think is that it, buddy? If you want to get tickets to the March 15th thing, it's so important. Go to dreamelectrified.com. Again, it's me and Joe Rogan. Theo Vaughn's going to be a hell of a show. Dreamelectrified.com is where you get the tickets.
TFATK, Denver, Irvine, March 16th, March 18th, 19th, tfatk.com. Fire Kid, come at you live. Let's sell this bitch out. We love you guys. Next week is a little tricky for us. We're shooting Fighting Kid 3D starting Sunday. We're there Sunday through Thursday. Thursday night, Brian and myself take a red eye to Jacksonville, Florida to do Tim Tebow's Charity Foundation. So there's a chance there's only one episode next week. We will see. We're going to try to get two in, but don't hate us if it doesn't happen. And we are doing a podcast with Tim Tebow. The man himself is finally coming on the Fighting the Kid, because we're going to Jacksonville, Florida. So there's a schedule. We love you guys. tfatk.com. This is the Fighting Kid. We're out.